we got you quiet.
Yeah.
Play.
Yeah, play. Play? You don't say play when I start. Jeez.
Sorry.
Press
Stop.
play, please.
Pause.
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 Number
Pause.
4. Number 4, please.
Number 4?
We got you quiet.
Yeah.
Play.
Seems we seem to
Play.
have.
You don't say
whoa,
play
whoa,
when
whoa,
I
whoa, whoa!
start.
Why do I always seem to forget to do that?
Ooh.
That's me. That's me. That's me. Where are we? We're here somewhere. Wait a minute. There we are. I found us. I know this is an impromptu stream because the rocket launch was delayed, which would have been last night, I think. So it was delayed till tonight. Our time will be in about a couple hours and a bit. So until then, we'll just fill in. There we go.
Okay.
I was trying to delay as much as I could for our special god.
Oh, he's got his strides back on at least.
I was feeling so emasculated.
Right, you found your pants. Were they in the wash? Were they?
Yeah, I don't know what went wrong.
But that's
Beats me.
okay. Right. What was I saying? Oh yeah, rockets. Yeah. So in a couple of hours and a bit, we've got a rocket launch again. So hopefully it won't get delayed this time.
You said the word.
Live in 2 hours. They got here on the SpaceX site. So I am starting a bit early, but then I didn't want to start too late. We'll do the usual. Go and check out whatever's happening. I'm not going to do any. I'm not going to do any archaeological, ancient history stuff much tonight. I don't think we'll need to do that tonight. Let's leave that for the regularly scheduled stream.
Aww.
Yeah, well, I've got a lot to go through for the ancient technology and stuff, so...
I can help on that.
Why?
It's ancient.
Yeah,
Well-
I've got some ancient technology on my door. It's called a door handle. I haven't got electric one yet.
I've used the 486. I know all about ancient technology.
You ought to use a 286 then.
You ought to use
I
an
had one.
8086.
Or an 8086, yes. But
Yeah.
I had an Atari 2600.
Or something with a Z80 in it.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Yeah.
what about just the Z80?
No, 80 was out before. the Z.
Or how about a Motorola 6502?
How about a TRS 80?
No, 880 was before then.
How about a VIC 20?
No, long before then.
Motorola 6502.
Go back to
How about an
87.
original xylophone?
Xylophone.
What?
I had a hammer.
Xylophone.
I had a hammer.
I had the nail. He hit my thumb, and I kicked him in his tongue.
Don't know what a xylophone
Okay.
is, Terry.
You know what? You know what'd be good if archaeologists could ever dig up the original fire.
Well, if they dug up the original fire, they get burnt. That would be a hot find, though.
That'd be extremely hot fire if it's still burning now.
Well, it could
Well,
be
there's
preserved unless it's fossilized.
No,
So-
there's a coal mine. There's a coal mine in the U.S. that is still burning after 105 years.
So just to outdo you all from before, I've still got an abacus.
Ah,
Oh, I have one of those on my phone.
what electric does it run on? 240 or 110 volt?
Ether energy.
Ether. Oh, you had one of the original prototypes. Ah, right.
Is that AA or AAA?
Oh, geez, I think it's even before the A.
You had them big square ones, didn't you? From Middle East. No, the round, weren't they?
It's a hand crank
No.
abacus.
No, them ones in them clay pots.
In the clay pots, yeah. Baghdad batteries.
That's it. You had them, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've got an ancient measuring device that I've put away. It's a piece of string.
The trouble is with them Baghdad batteries, idiots didn't invent a charger for them. So you
Well-
had to wait a few years before you could charge them again. That's
It's not just that, but well, the evidence kind of shows that they weren't really batteries at all.
we know
I'll see you
exactly.
guys later, I guess.
Oh,
Okay, Alan.
Bye.
What
Oh,
do you
no.
do now?
Because my grandson's arrived.
breakfast.
Fair enough.
And my daughter. And my son-in-law.
Oh, you
So,
better wear a raincoat in case you get any after effects.
so,
Actually, he's been busted. He's been busted. Quick,
There you
quick.
go.
We don't know him. We don't know him at all. We don't know him. Who is this guy? Prank call. Prank call.
Hello.
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 Bye.
Bye.
Okay, we'll go and
That's
have a
all
look and see who's uploaded
Mum.
or anything lately.
My mum bakes cakes.
Where?
Hello.
Oh, my mum.
And-
Where
and
you been? My
my-
mum bakes cakes.
Yeah.
Crowns count as
Yeah.
Logitech.
Yeah, crayons do. The
Hey,
Flurfs,
them's
the
fight
Flurfers
words.
seem to have a collection of them.
Depends if they're black or blue.
2 empty cans and a piece of string between them. Yep.
The best
Well,
telephone you'll ever have.
well, in the case of Flurfers, it's 2 ears and empty space between them.
I got here.
Terry, don't you have a special screenshot you want to show some people?
Special screenshot.
Yeah. You know, the one that we took a little bit earlier?
Oh,
Oh, kinky.
oh, kinky.
Kinky.
Well, I don't know which one you mean, but
special
I've got a few of
screenshot.
them here. So I don't...
About a certain number.
Oh, numbers. I don't know what they mean. Does anyone know what they mean?
It's the unicorn farts.
Okay, where did I hide numbers? Where do you usually hide numbers?
Underneath letters. That's called algebra. That's why nobody understands it.
And peanuts.
Yeah. I got no idea. I've got that. What's
Well, we
that
knew
one?
that for a long time.
Is that the one? Is that a different one?
Yeah, it's the other one.
No, not that one. Yeah, it is the other one. Thank you.
Just here to help.
Yeah, I got the wrong one. Must have two. Might be that one. Is this the one you're talking about? That one?
Yeah, but I can't see the top bit.
Yeah, I can see Ozzie Perspective Starlink Mission live launch. No,
I can see
no
you've got
comments.
444
4 subscribers. Block them. Block them. Go on, Terry.
Yeah.
Time them out, Terry. Time
Time
out
out.
the 444 subscriber. That must be
It's the
Boggs.
new devil's number.
That's Boggs' number.
444.
444.
Actually, that's the ultimate anti-Illuminati number right there, I think. Right.
That's an anti-gravity number.
There's no 3s. There's no 7s. Actually, aren't they afraid of all prime numbers?
Yes. They're afraid of all numbers, even zeros.
Did you know the Mayans were the first ones to actually establish what 0 really meant?
They should explain.
No,
it
not
to
the Mayans. I don't
Flurfers
think the
then.
Mayans did. I thought it was India.
No. The Mayans actually treated 0. See, right before, the Greeks would count 1 to 9 and then to 10, but the Mayans were the first one to think of 0.
I
as
got
in complete.
conflicting evidence for that. I got something to do with India.
And in fact, we actually watched it the other night, didn't we, Terry?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So You've been Googling through Riley's YouTube channel getting this information?
Actually, no.
What? We got conflict of interest in.
Yeah, I saw it on YouTube, man. It's got to be true.
Well, you didn't see it on Terry's because Terry's clearly stated that it was found in India.
I had you guys hook, line, and sinker so bad. Oh my god. Sorry, I just had to play with you a little bit.
It must be true if it's on Terry Street, because if you don't believe it, all the animals will kill you. Because everything in Australia tries to kill you.
Australia doesn't exist. Haven't we established that Australia doesn't exist?
What? You mean this stream isn't real?
No, it's not. This is all CGI.
Oh, sorry, Terry. We're taking over your channel.
See, he ran away as soon as I said CGI.
No, I'm still here. I'm doing things behind the scenes.
Oh, yeah, that's what he says now.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh, I see this come up somewhere. Is it
It
funny?
came up on the Discord.
Is it funny?
Press play.
It's certain
Press play.
to be.
Press play.
Can't
Can't
hear
hear
Audio?
nothing. Can't hear nothing.
I've got it up all the way.
That is insane.
You want me to tweak it? I'll
Now
tweak.
it is.
I'll tweak it a bit.
I'd probably eBay that for about 50 quid. All jokes
There you
aside,
go.
I genuinely don't know why everyone's panicking. Like,
This is just
I don't
right,
know
that's
why. I don't
bonkers.
know why the toilet roll is what everyone's panic buying, but it is. That's what they're doing.
I think everyone's worrying about being isolated at home. That's
well,
what that is.
I'm here, right? I'm here to educate.
Oh
Right?
Lord.
You can't
research.
wash a
Right.
sock.
Toilets are my sort of like forte. I've been there a few times, all right, over the years where I've had to improvise, should we say. I've had to improvise without
Right.
toilet roll. I'm going to teach you all how to hack it, right? How to wipe your rear end without using toilet roll. Now, I won't lie, not all of this is going to be flushable, but it's going to mean you're clean, all right? That's what it's about, innit? Stop the panic. I'm here with the hacks.
Hi there, how can I help?
Hi, can I get a Happy Meal, please?
What are you doing?
Right, you'll see. Look, this is how you get something else to wipe your bum with, all right?
Right.
Get yourself a meal and a cheeky bum wipe while you're there. You'll see, all right? You'll see. Thank you. Can I just get a few extra napkins just for the kids, please? Thank you. That's great. Thank you. Mate. Extra napkins. Yes, mate. They are going to be used to wipe my bum, but let's all be honest, these can't be flushed. You're going to have to wipe and bin. And that's free. They're free right now. And you got a Happy Meal. Do you want your Happy Meal? Yeah, there you go, mate. Oh, winner, winner. McDonald's for dinner.
I don't know what he's doing. What's he got? Oh. What's he got? What? What's he got?
Yes, Dory. You can always use a rabbit because you learn.
He's got a
learn
thing
that.
about the rabbits.
Again, not flushable, but you get.
I was saying, Doris, you can always use a rabbit because the bears swear by it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with it sticking to their fur, Terry.
Yeah, and you can always wash them afterwards.
Yeah.
What's absolutely ridiculous is worrying about toilet paper. Oh my God, I have to wipe my backside with a disposable piece of paper, and I'm going to run out of this disposable piece of paper. You know, you can use a sock and wash it, okay? Give me a break.
Well, I won't be using your sock.
No.
No, generally use your own sock.
No, I won't be using my sock because I can't get my foot to bend that way.
You don't put it on your foot first.
Mum Base Cake says, how about a koala?
I would not allow a koala that close to my bare butt. Have you seen the claws on those things?
Or a ferret? Mippet said a ferret.
Yeah, but
No,
the
not
koalas
ferret.
can get the Klingons.
Oh, why don't we just add a badger in while we're at it? You know.
Well,
Oh,
just
Matt
throw a
4
badger
thinks they're
in.
tough. I use the
No.
hedgehog. Oh yeah, okay.
You don't want a badger.
Which
You
way
don't
do
want
you
to use a
which way do
badger.
you use the hedgehog? Clockwise? North, south, south, north.
You wipe from front to back with the badger. I mean, with a hedgehog.
I don't think a badger would appreciate that very much.
Well, no, honey badger don't give an F. So,
A honey badger, you can't use a honey badger.
Oh yeah,
No,
Demon
no,
Orb,
no,
that
no,
escalator handrail one. Yeah, that's just
hey,
wrong.
Escalator handrail.
well, let's just say, honey. If you try to wipe with a honey badger, that'll cure
Which
constipation
is-
real quick.
It's funny that you bring up the escalator handrail. When I went in shopping today at the local shopping centre, at every single escalator, there was a man there with the spray bottle and the white cloth, disinfecting every single handrail on the escalator.
I'm not touching the handrail again on an escalator.
Well, wait, hold on. Tell me he was at least being smart enough to stay at the top and just wipe the rail. As if he was riding the escalator down.
He was at the bottom, and he was literally so where it curves around. He was spraying below his rag and just holding his rag on top.
Okay.
So as it went past, he got a squirt of spray, and as it came up to the rag, it got wiped along.
Okay, because I was really afraid that there was actually someone dumb enough to be riding the escalator, wiping this one part of the handrail, walking up the stairs, then going to the top of the escalator, wiping another part of the handrail. Oh wait, that's right. You don't live in America.
Do we want to finish this?
What's the point? Where's Nathan Thompson when you need him? You could use all of his leaflets, couldn't you?
Well, I want to finish the video.
Play.
Get your hand in that. Yeah? You could use that to wipe. Put your hand in it, wipe, chuck that in the bin after. See? Them, again, they're not flushable. They're a bit harsher than your average, but that's a bit harsh. That'll be a smooth wipe. Then the paper. All right, 30p. Again, not flushable, but you can definitely wipe your bum on that, can't you? These are hacks, you see. Don't worry about the toilet roll epidemic. There's plenty of hacks to wipe your bum, people.
Where are you going?
Look, come here, look. It's another place to go and get yourself some.
Right. No, Mark.
Take a bit off, put that in your pocket.
Yeah, don't have one there. Where are you going?
Tissue paper and crepe paper.
Oh my!
Yes, mate. Right, look. $1.99, 20 sheets. Yes, but again, you can't flush it. But look, that's nice. That's soft. Kids will like this. Wipe your bum in different colours. Your crepe paper. You know, that's probably even softer, isn't it? Fully in stock, like £1. You're getting desperate and you need to wipe. Yeah. Wallpaper. You'll have little samples, aren't you, when you come round? I'm just testing this at home, Susan. Yeah, that'll. It's good to test at home. I'll test that in the bathroom, maybe. You know what I mean? I'll definitely test that in the bathroom.
Oh my god, are you okay?
Yeah. What's that? Life is beautiful. Certainly will be after this.
Brilliant.
Right, again, don't flush it, but this is great. This is great for the old toilet roller. Yeah.
Why are we in the straw section?
Right,
I'm not wiping anything with hay.
Bit of hate, no.
No.
I'm looking for something.
Right. Oh.
Hamster shredded paper bedding.
No way!
Look, it's basically just toilet roll. Look, that's all that is, and it's already shredded for you. So, look, it's £1 again. I reckon you can probably flush that because it's already shredded into tiny pieces.
Sorry, you're gonna wipe your bum with hamster bed.
Hamster bedding. Look, it's full.
Okay.
It's full.
Yeah,
Look.
you're right, it is.
Hey, if things get that bad,
Yeah.
and you need to wipe, get yourself down a pet shop because they've got it. Hamster bedding,
Right,
£1.
brilliant. What have you got now?
Look, these
Oh,
are free, aren't they? Look.
the National Lottery
National
game.
Lottery, yeah. Right, again, not flushable. Educational. Good to know it's not flushable. But Put a few of them in the
Bit
bathroom.
hard, isn't it?
Mate, that's decent. That will last you, a good couple of goes, won't it? 3. There you go. Come on.
Oh my god.
Free. From the bar. Look.
Get yourself a cheeky wine.
So while you're down here having yourself a beer or whatever, get some of them as well. Use them later, do you know what I mean?
I'll have a glass of wine, please. Go on. What is he doing? Oh my. Are you alright?
Right.
What?
This is nature's toilet roll. This is like going proper caveman style. Look.
What is wrong?
Hey, if all else fails and you're properly self-isolated and you're not allowed to go anywhere, get yourself to a nice little rural park. Get yourself some leaves, mate. It's all work a treat, this.
Did you just honestly say?
We don't have poison
What
ivy.
you say is you think that's poison ivy.
No,
We
it's
don't
not.
have poison ivy.
We don't
It's
have poison
They're,
ivy.
they're lily leaves, Terry. They're
Looks
just
like
Well, then it might be those furry leaf
dot
ones.
leaves. Dot leaves. The
dot-
ones you use for stinging nettle.
I was just thinking of someone in a different in a different geological location, and then you say, "Oh yeah, I'll just pick this," not realizing it was poison ivy. Well, you could have just gone with a sock, washing a sock thing.
You already
but
said that, yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like you could have just gone with that, but no, you went off into the woods, grabbed some
But
random.
you have to
weed.
wash the sock.
So, you can put a bucket of laundry soap and just wash the thing instead of going into the woods wiping
Exactly.
with strange plants that you don't know what they are. What if you wipe yourself with poison ivy? Don't you think that the situation has not improved?
Sam says, "Hi guys, I have no toilet paper, but don't worry, I'm using confetti." That's a good one.
Yeah.
I never thought of that, Sam. That's a good idea.
Hello,
If all else fails,
Colin-
break out the kale.
yeah.
Colin, if things get that bad, we will all be using 3 cell shot and a shower head.
Why don't you just use a cat?
Yeah, go to 3
Use the
go to
cat.
3 seashells. Go to 3 seashells.
Yeah. Or
You'll work it
just-
out. You'll
or
work it
just-
out.
I've never ever got that joke.
Well, if you use the 3 seashells, you might as well just use this. You might as well just rattle off a few curse words, get all
No.
the tickets, and use that.
No. 3 seashells. It's the way to go.
Yeah,
It works.
Sorry, people.
Kristen's saying, "I've got a
Demolition
ton
Man
of
doesn't
seashells
work.
here. Seashells for sale, $10 a pound."
I'll just go down the beach.
I'll try lawn
That's
clipping,
brainy.
Sam reckons again. Yeah, okay, I have to mow the lawn first.
Or just
Brian-
drag your bum in the grass like a
Like a
dog.
dog, yeah.
Brainy-
That'd be
Don't have
right,
any
Bob.
grass above.
Well, I don't have grass, so I'm just going to use the carpet.
No, me
Yeah.
neither.
Don't you
I don't
guys?
have carpet.
Don't you guys across the pond have something called a shower head?
No.
Yeah.
You mean
Well,
the
there's
garden
your problem
hose?
right there.
You mean the garden hose?
Well, you can use the garden hose, but I think the neighbors might be a little disturbed when you just go into the yard,
Well,
drop
if
your
they
pants.
if they see me naked in my backyard, that means they're perving.
Oh yeah, there you go. What do you call that? Reversal of burden of proof.
Play, please.
Oh, sorry, I had administrative duties for a sec.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nature's toilet roll.
Nature's toilet roll. Look at that. Good girth on that. Right, that's a good look. That's a proper handful.
Right.
That'll do the job. That will. There you
Can
go.
you flush that one, Mark?
No, biodegradable though, isn't it? Put that outside, that'll just degrade down. Probably better for the environment than toilet roll. So there you go.
Right,
You don't-
brilliant.
Don't need that bit. Right, come on, let's go.
Hey, what's that noise?
I'm just testing something.
What are you doing?
I'm just testing something.
Don't be clogging up my toilet.
No, it's going in the bin. Right, look. babe, can you get me some new socks?
Oh, that is too far. Too far. Give me back my catalogue. Wednesday! Safe word. Epidural!
Cylindrical bit of pork in a puff pastry case. We are live on Fan Friday. We probably nicked it from somewhere.
What is it?
Right, you
But the newspaper was fine.
Yeah, because it's not shiny.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, but I'm a little sensitive down there. I don't like the idea of rubbing sandpaper all over it.
Harden the hell up.
Yeah, grow some.
No, it's brains.
Yes.
No, you guys, it's brains over brawn, okay? You can wash a sock, for Christ's sake, okay? You guys don't know what it's like to live hard, man. You can wash a sock.
Yeah, you're talking about we don't know how to live hard, but you won't wipe your butt with a bit of paper.
I'd rather use a sock because paper is stupid. Because you have to bin the paper. You can wash the sock.
So have you? Can I ask you something? Have you ever washed something in your washing machine that may have fecal matter on it?
I wash by hand things that may have fecal matter in it.
So let me get this straight. We're going through a situation where there's this wonderful virus that's floating around that's really upsetting a lot of people. But then you're going to hand wash something that's got fecal matter on it.
It's yours.
With the potential of giving you other diseases and or infection.
You can't get a disease from yourself.
Pink eye.
Well, you obviously don't go from anus to eyeball. I mean, I don't know what you do in your own house. Okay,
so what you're saying
I generally don't do that.
Is now I have to wash my socks with safety glasses on because I've wiped it on my butt instead of just using a bit of newspaper.
The stream has really gone downhill today.
Oh no, hold on. Okay, so let me get this straight. You would rather develop a septic tank and a basically bacterial haven in a trash can next to you, as opposed to, say, using a sock and then just putting in the sink.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm wearing this.
You're wearing this what? What is he wearing? A pink leotard with a brown stain? You should watch that. No, really, seriously. Are you really going to go down? I mean, you might as well just say, oh yeah, I'm just going to grab a whole bunch of cellophane and use that. You know, you can wash socks, you know. You have laundry soap. You can do that.
I disagree. You can wash your socks if you want to do that. I won't be doing that.
You would rather have a septic tank next to your toilet than actually just wash a sock.
Press play, Terry.
Press play, Terry.
Desperately, can I shut up, Phil?
These glasses so I appear more trustworthy. But I can't really see out of them, so I better take them off. President Trump, the Australian Prime Minister, and leaders of nations all over the globe have addressed their people, and I thought right now would be a perfect opportunity to address mine. G'day, you good motherfuckers. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to the video. Unless you're sick, then fuck off! Right now is a bad time for a lot of people. It's a scary time and it's an anxious time. We're left with a lot of questions and perhaps not so many answers. There's misinformation, there's fear-mongering, the media is reporting on the same thing every day, and people are becoming scared. They're worried and they're panicking. The Melbourne Comedy Festival, cancelled. 24 of my shows, cancelled. The cricket, rugby league, played in front of no crowds. The UFC, fights in front of nobody. An empty arena. The Olympics are in doubt. 2020 is very much on hold, and yet people are still allowed to go to restaurants, shopping centres, no worries there apparently, and worse than all of those combined is nightclubs are still open where people just walk in there, find some hot bird or some hot bloke, do a big snot rocket in their mouth, and yeah, no, there's no spread of disease in there at all. Let's keep them open, dickheads. Everything we are now experiencing is absolutely unprecedented. We've had scares in recent years, SARS, the bird flu, the swine flu, but nothing like this has put a stop to society that I can remember. Perhaps 9/11 was the other one, but other than that, there is nothing that has put such a grave halt to our normal way of life. And with that fear and loss of control over one's life comes panic, comes fear, comes people wanting to have little wins. People are desperate for these small victories, and it's a part of the human psychology. When things are going wrong, we just need little things to tick off the list to make us feel better. And that's what you're seeing when people are fighting, lining up out the front of supermarkets like Woolies and Coles and Aldi at 6 in the morning just to get in there and take as much toilet paper as they can. Ladies and gentlemen, if this flu, if this virus, if COVID-19 becomes the worst thing in history, which it will not, in my humble glasses opinion, sorry, just so you trust me, which it will not, the first thing you're going to do is run out of food, and then you'll stop shitting and toilet paper will not fucking matter. Panic at this point is more dangerous perhaps than the virus itself. The good news is, however, you are far more likely to be fine than actually become quite ill. Unless, of course, you're quite elderly or you have an underlying health condition or you're just unlucky. If you're under the age of 50, your likelihood of dying from COVID-19, from the coronavirus, is only 0.4%. That is very, very low. Even up to the age of 80, it's only 8% in those years encroaching on the big 8-0. Now that feels good being me, but sadly I have a lot of people in my close circle that are elderly, that have pre-existing health conditions, and that is why I'm fearful, and that is why I think a lot of people are fearful, because the people in our lives that perhaps can't look after themselves, or perhaps their health is deteriorating, this is a real threat to them. Also, did I mention that men are more likely to catch it than women? How sexist, coronavirus! How sexist! Most people who catch COVID-19, of the 150,000 people so far who have caught it, have mild to moderate to no symptoms at all. That's pretty good. That's pretty good odds. The main symptoms of COVID-19, shortness of breath, a bad temperature, and coughing. Just know this, however, although these numbers are a little bit scary and worrying, remember that last year 400 people in Australia died from the flu, influenza. Just remember that. People do die from these illnesses, and sometimes it's just being unlucky. That is the lottery of our lives that we lead. When we're brought into the world, down the track we could find the love of our life and on the same day be hit by a bus. That is the life that we live. We never know what's going to happen next. And that's why I think that we all should be prepared, but not freak out. And just to calm everybody down, wash your dirty fucking hands. Don't go around coughing on everyone, you dickhead. And, more importantly than anything else, don't eat bats! You fucking idiots! Things will change because of coronavirus. Economies will be affected and confidence will be challenged. But innovation will also come. During the quarantine, during one of the many plagues that ravaged England in the last 500 years, Shakespeare actually went through a period of quarantine. And during that period of quarantine, he wrote King Lear, one of his more popular pieces of writing, one of his favourite plays. And I think that goes to attest to the ability of humans to function under pressure, and this is where we're all going to be at some point in the next couple of months. But I would like to make a promise to all of you right now. That during this time where we're all stressed and freaking out and worried, that I will continue to produce 4 videos every single week for you guys. I want to be able to provide laughs, I want to be able to provide commentary and talk about things that are happening outside of the world, including what's happening here, but also a lot of other things, trying to take your mind off what's happening, because that is what is so important here. And that's why entertainment always survives these horrible worldwide issues, tragedies, whatever you want to call them. I'd like to thank you all for taking the time to watch this video, but I'd also like to add, which is more important than anything else, to people in China that think it's okay to eat bats. It's not okay to eat bats. How many diseases must you spread before you realise that eating bats is not a good move? Fucking hell, you're threatening the entire population of the world every 4 years. Fucking stop it! If you see a bat and you think it looks delicious, think to yourself, do I want to kill everybody? Fucking no. Ladies and gentlemen, be a good motherfucker. Peace of the Middle East. Cough into your elbow. My dick stinks. And I'll see you all, unless we all die, which hopefully we won't, I'll see you all tomorrow night for another video. Toodaloo, au revoir, bye. Good evening, ladies.
Animal, but just simply contact with an infected animal that causes virus to propagate into humans. So the whole bat thing is not necessarily accurate. And also, for those who are going around
No
buying
sound.
Yeah,
Sorry, the last first, no sound.
Sorry, Phil. You'll have to repeat everything you just said because we only just put the mic back on.
Oh, sorry. Well, okay. It's not so much.
I'm not literally saying that you have to repeat. That was.
Well, no. I can't. It's just if no one. I wanted this to go out to the everyone in the chat as well, because this is actually important. I've been studying the progress of the COVID-19 very closely, and the fact that the general consensus seems to be that someone ate a bat is not necessarily true. The Chinese generally eat pangolin, not bat, and it's possible that a pangolin had eaten a bat or otherwise come in contact with a bat or snake or some other animal that had the infection and became infected, but it didn't affect them. It could be as simple as someone like went up to a pangolin and pet it and received the virus that way. It's not necessarily by eating strange things. I mean, we eat strange things in the US, we eat strange things in the UK, we eat strange things everywhere. Okay, every culture is different, but it's not necessarily that we consume that. It's just simply the consumption, and that may have transferred that to humans. So that is not necessarily what actually happened. We don't know how it transferred to humans, and really, there's not much room to speculate. But also, to those who are buying masks that think you're protecting yourself from COVID-19, the masks are not effective for that. So stop buying masks. You're taking them away from the medical professionals who actually need them, and for those who are actually afflicted with the virus and trying not to spread it. masks only work one way, from the inside out. They don't work from the outside in. So if you're not sick, don't buy a mask. And just stop with the panic, okay? The toilet paper thing is ridiculous. That was Ebola. Ebola makes it come out the wrong end, okay? But this is not how this works. This is a respiratory disease. So it doesn't affect your digestive system at all. So, stop panicking, get smart, read what the CDC, the NIH, and such are saying. Don't listen to the panic jockeys on the mainstream media, if you will. Just listen to what the professionals are saying, and follow those guidelines. Wash your hands, etc. Just don't get crazy. And that's my public service announcement. Thank you. Good night. I just want to make it clear, just as a public service message, don't stop with the panic. Calm down, people. You don't need the toilet paper. The toilet paper ain't saving you. There is no official dose of toilet paper that cures you of COVID-19.
That is the end of the public announcement.
Yes, and for the most part, if you're in generally good health, which is pretty much most of us here on the stream, and on the panel as well, for the most part, you're going to be okay. I actually had this in late December. I was somebody who had COVID-19, and let me tell you, it really sucks. It really, really sucks. Once you get over it, you're done. Okay, you go on, you live your life. Okay, that's all it is. It's just like I don't want to compare it to the flu because it's a coronavirus. It's not a rhinovirus, but essentially it's almost like going through the flu. You just sort of deal with it and get over it. Okay, if you feel you might be sick, if you get a dry cough and you have trouble breathing, go to the hospital. The doctor will determine whether you need to be tested. But other than that, just stay away from the crowded areas and, live your life. Don't let this thing shut you down. Just another pandemic. We'll live through it. We've lived through millions of pandemics. Okay, this is not going to take you out. You'll be fine. Just stop panicking. Just be careful, but don't be stupid. When you rush out for toilet paper, that's a whole bunch of people in a tiny crowded space, which is exactly how a pandemic spreads. Because people panic, they crowd into little spaces to rush for toilet paper that they don't need, and that's how you spread it. I mean, how perfect is that? Perfect human intelligence, right?
All right. I think we need to move on.
Mav 64 said, can you repeat all that?
An equilateral triangle is a triangle with 3 equal sides and equal angles, and anyone who claims to be an expert in the field of science and mathematics would easily be able to tell you what these angles would be on said triangle. For the regular person on the street, they may not know this. So, the 3 angles of an equilateral triangle all fit into 180 degrees, so the only thing left to do is divide 180 by 3, giving us the answer of 60 degrees. Quite easy, really. Sleeping warrior? Pfft, more like sleeping goose.
Anthony, if a triangle has the sides 1 and 1, do you know what the angles of the triangle are?
Which kind of triangle are you on about? Are you on about like a right angle triangle?
The triangle has sides 1, 1, and 1. Do you know what the angles are?
The angles would be... Well, it would be an equilateral triangle, wouldn't it?
Right, so what are the angles? Now I'm going to ask this again. If you have a triangle with sides of 1, 1, and 1, what are the angles?
I'm gonna pull up a triangle calculator.
It's too complicated. I'll have to pull up.
So if you've got a triangle with sides 1, 1, and 1, would that be an equilateral triangle?
Oh, I don't know.
Is that a triangle with a right angle?
So it's equilateral, as in equal with lateral sides, which means each side is lateral. That's the lateral word. And equal.
All triangles equal.
Wait a minute. I'll Google the calculator and see if I can figure it out.
Yeah. All triangles equal 180 degrees, regardless of the shape.
No,
I just told this to team tonight is he should adjust the question, the triangle question, to say a triangle has 3 equal sides of 3.141596 or pi. So if the triangle has 3 equal sides of pi, what are the angles? Now, I bet if he pulled that question again, we're going to get some much more interesting answers.
He did it in that same clip right after explaining it.
Yep.
He asked him what were the angles of a triangle with sides 2, 2, and 2, and Anthony still couldn't get it.
I need to get the whole bit for that. That'll be a good bit to keep.
I've got it in one of my videos. You want to play it?
I heard that someone.
Yeah, I got nothing else to do, Blue.
Let me go look for it.
I've heard that someone their response was sides 1, 1, and 1. They said 3. Oh no! That's not even the punchline yet. So then they said, okay, the sides are 2, 2, and 2. So they said 6.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
I've just got it.
Degrees.
I've just got a DM from Annie. He's our Greek contact. South China Morning Post. Armed gang steals 600 toilet rolls as panic buying continues in Hong Kong. The great toilet heist. Breaking news.
Breaking Bad.
Somebody's
This
stealing.
is going to be known as a toilet paper pandemic. See, this is how stupid humans are. This is why we can't have nice things.
I'm going to fire up Sandbox too.
Who else has dropped stuff lately? Radical dropped. Who that is?
Did he wipe?
Radical's one.
Oh,
I don't know what that's
Bo
about.
Nelson's put in. Glenn got really pissed with me, measuring his angles to Polaris. Yeah, he doesn't know where Polaris is, Glenn. He's an idiot.
Oh, I've got a 14-minute Mr. Sensible. Blood Earth Challenge free money. Grab that.
It appears that recently.
Yeah, it's just Mr. Sensible. I'm not ready for you yet.
By the way, does anyone want to join me in the new toilet paper company I've started?
I'd say that's a no from the silence.
Yeah, wow, yeah, huge money-making opportunity.
1 minute debunk. Why did you have to drop a 1 minute? I'm definitely going to have to do a 1 minute debunk in an hour or half an hour one night.
I think Blue gave you a little help.
Yeah, there you go in the side chat.
Yep. I got it.
Ooh, loud.
Play it from about the 6 minute mark. That's where
God's speaking. Really loud.
Very loud.
You're booming, God. You're booming from the sky. A little bit.
I'm sorry.
Can you turn
I got it. It looks like it's already tagged at 5 minutes 23.
Oh.
What?
Yeah,
Apparently
3,000
the
subs
dogs are
special.
angry.
Thanks everyone. And it's
Pip's dog
already
should take the postman.
and it's already
Oh,
stopped.
and Blue, if I might say, since I have you here live and all, I want to thank you very much for your short little video on certain words not to use.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that a lot because if someone knew the kind of problems I had, I'm deeply offended by that too. So.
Yeah, it offends me because it was something that happened to my daughter.
Yeah, well, I have neurological problems, and so yeah. Let's just say I'm in the same boat. So I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, well, cerebral palsy is I mentioned that in the video. It's something that happens to children. That usually happens either while they're still in the womb or short, when they're very, very young. There are many other conditions that are specific. I don't even want to say the word.
Yeah.
Well, involuntary muscle movements.
That condition can happen to anybody. It can happen as a result of a stroke, of an accident of some sort.
Well, I've had 2 life-threatening concussions, so I'm definitely in that market.
Sometimes it's hereditary.
Sometimes, and other conditions like multiple sclerosis.
My father and his sister and his brother, when he was still alive, all suffer from what's called familial spastic paraplegia. It basically means you can't walk.
Yeah.
And it skips generations, which is why I've never had kids of my own, because I don't have it.
That's
if I had my own children, they probably would.
Yeah.
And
so to hear somebody like that using that term, that word, in the way he does, no. No.
And part of that reason is the reason I can't walk anymore. So, but I just want to say thank you for that in person, for saying that.
Well, I felt like it needed to be addressed.
Well, I'm glad you did. I'm just very glad you did.
Now I've taken my video now and just made it unlisted. I think I've said it. It's been seen enough.
No, I think you should leave it up. I think you should leave it up and just leave it open and just let anybody see it in general.
Yeah, I'll think about it.
Yeah.
Oh no. No. Oh,
it's your channel. It's your channel.
Yeah,
so you decide. But my personal opinion is I don't think you should leave it. I don't think you should have it unlisted. I think you should just leave it up. I mean, it was very thoughtful and considerate, and there's nothing wrong with leaving it up, but also it's informative that you do.
I'll consider that. I will.
Okay.
Is this roughly where it's from? Just after Arwen?
Yeah, right there. Yeah, there you go. Somewhere
hey, Stingray.
right in there. That's the whole thing, I think.
No, you
there,
said
Dean?
it short and concise. So, I mean, it was.
That's calling Dean.
To the point.
Yeah, no, I wasn't going to speak while someone else is speaking.
Okay, yeah, I was just checking to make sure you're right.
For him to stop.
Hey,
hello,
Stingray.
Hello.
You're just in time. You're just in time for some more derp.
Okay, guys, no need to get all upset. Let's go back to Anthony and have him talk a little bit about his old nemesis, the triangle.
Anthony, if a triangle has the sides 1, 1, and 1, do you know what the angles of the triangle are?
Which kind of triangle are you on about? Are you on about like a right angle triangle?
The triangle has sides 1, 1, and 1. Do you know what the angles are?
The angles would be... Well, it would be an equilateral triangle, wouldn't it?
Right, so what are the angles? Now I'm going to ask this again. If you have a triangle with sides of 1, 1, and 1, what are the angles?
I'm gonna pull up a triangle calculator.
Let's do this again. Anthony, a triangle has sides 1, 1, and 1. What are the angles? Is somebody recording this? Because this is just priceless.
Well, the one I'm using it's not giving me any when I do it. So either this calculator is wrong or you're wrong.
We have a triangle with sides of 1, 1, and what are the angles?
Yeah, so that's an equilateral triangle, right?
Right. So what are the angles?
Does that work on a right angle triangle?
The sides are 1, 1, and 1. What are the angles?
When is that ever used in astronomical calculations for measuring trig?
I'm not going to tell you that until you answer my question. The triangle has sides.
It's not relevant. We use right angle triangles to calculate the distance things, correct?
We don't even need to use right angle triangles.
What you're describing only works with an equilateral.
Anthony, the fact that you can't answer these simple math questions, crap you, is ridiculous.
Why can't you just apply it to right angle triangles?
Fine, 3, 4, 5. That's a right angle.
How do you know it's a right angle triangle?
Because 3, 4, 5 triangles are right angle.
So
because it physically is. There's no other. There's no other triangle it can be.
All right. Well, I don't know that's true, so I want to test it. How do I test it?
Okay, so for the other people playing at home, maybe you can answer these questions while Riley's trying. You have a triangle with sides 1, 1, and 1. What are the angles?
60, 60, 60.
60, 60, and 60. I heard somebody whisper. You're correct. Now, if you have a triangle with sides 2, 2, and 2, what are the angles?
Let's give Anthony a chance to respond.
Well, this is irrelevant. I've already stated my position.
No, it's not. Your inability to do math is totally
triangles. We don't use equilateral triangles to calculate the distances and stuff. We use right angle triangles.
I think the issue here, Sleeping Warrior Anthony, is that you don't know how to do any of this math.
Lewis's point was that
my point was that you do not know how to do this math. That was my point. That Anthony Riley, do not know how to do this math.
Now, how does that apply to astronomical features in the sky?
It doesn't.
Right.
It applies to you not having a clue what you're talking about and being extremely confident when you talk, regardless.
Well, that doesn't change the fact that you don't know any of the distances, or in this case, the ISS, the distance to the ISS.
And that doesn't change the fact that you don't know what you're talking about ever.
Hey, thanks for watching. And thanks to everyone who's subscribed to the channel. We really appreciate it. Ain't that right, Gladys? We're out of here, girl. Idiot.
It's a wonder you weren't banging your head on the desk when we. I wonder any of us weren't banging our heads on the desk with that one. Whose show was that off that he was on?
I'm not sure where that came from.
No.
My limited math. I think I knew that one, and I knew the 3, 4, 5 one because I use that on when I'm doing concrete and measuring out things.
Hell yeah.
Any way you can get it right angle triangle, it'll make things square.
It's just the perfect example, but just how incredibly dumb that man is. I mean, you're talking about somebody who thinks a 10-foot wall isn't always a 10-foot wall. And he has said publicly that there is no geometry in the real world. So, of course, he's not going to understand something as simple as a triangle.
But isn't that the case with a lot of the fluffers? They just don't have a mechanical aptitude or a mathematical aptitude in that context of just basic geometries.
Oh, yeah, but he's probably the most well-known, outspoken one of them.
I don't think it's to do
with. He has no technical ability whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't think it's to do with mathematical ability because I hate math and I'm shit at. Well, I'm not incredibly shit at math. I can do math, but I just hate math.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean I can't conceptualize volumes and 3D space. I absolutely can, and I'm pretty well, because I've had a lot of practice. I'm pretty damn good at that.
Yeah.
But so to visualize 3D space takes a few things. It takes depth recognition, it takes spatial awareness, and it takes let's call it relativistic kind of comparisons. So I can visualize things in my brain that are different sizes that are close and far, even if the far object is bigger than the close object. I can perceive that depth. I can perceive the relative size difference between them, and I kind of know where they sit in 3D space and how my brain would recognize it in 2D just by someone describing it to me. I promise you that any flat earther cannot do that, and that's not a lack of math. That's just a lack of a certain type of imagination in their brain. They lack the ability to do that.
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, I've spent 30 odd years having to try and fit things into dirty, great big things, bits of ductwork and pipework and everything else into places where you'd think, well, that's not going to fit. And certainly in the old days, when you were sat at a drawing board, you couldn't just sort of draw it on computer and draw it in 3D. You had to be able to think in 3 dimensions. You had to be able to picture what it was you were drawing, because otherwise guys would get on site and try and fit in these big bits of pipework and say, hey, this doesn't fit. You have to be able to picture it in your head.
Is it really a case of can't, or is it a case of won't?
No, I think it's some people can't do that. Some people just can't think in 3 dimensions.
That's true.
They can't envisage it.
Well, that's true, but I don't think it's the case for all flat earthers. I think most can, but they just won't, because it's just not going to fit their narrative.
Of course,
no, I absolutely disagree with that.
Some can, some can't.
I've never seen someone that can. I absolutely have not, unless they have outright lied to me in that sense. So there's a condition called aphantasia. It's the inability. Well, people have the inability to imagine and to do kind of composite thought. And by that I mean, if I ask the panel right now, everybody here, a good test of this is to put 2 objects together that have no relationship whatsoever, and can you visualize them? If the answer is yes, then you've got a good imagination and you can comprehend things that you may not have seen. If the answer is no, you'll never be able to do it. So if I said to you, we've got a sword, and it's an iron sword, it's brilliant, and then we've got a rugby ball, and what we did is we combined them into a new item that was a rog, we'll call it. I'm not very good at naming these damn
Is that
things,
a
but
rugby
anyway.
sword?
Yeah. A
Rugby
rog.
sword, yes.
Yeah. A rugard, then. Yeah, there we go. So the rugby sword, yeah, we'll call it that. It's easier. Damn it. I'm going to pick 2 objects in future where I can come up with a really cool combination of the name. But in your mind now, picture that object where we have taken the physical matters, we've combined them in the best way that we can. Now, some people that have the inability to do that will picture a sword that's through a rugby ball.
Don't tell Radical that.
Now, I can pretty much guarantee that most, if not everybody in this panel, pictured the shape of a sword made out of either one rugby ball that's kind of balloony-like, or multiple rugby balls. Now, flat earthers have the inability to do that, and I've actually tried it with a lot of them.
I think you could just have come up with quite possibly the world's most useless sword.
I was seeing the sword through the rugby ball myself.
Well,
Well, here's the thing, Blue. I've worked with people, yeah, and that. So, but okay, let me ask you another question then, Blue. Can you combine an apple with a banana, and what do you get? And by the way, it is apple nana, but
I thought it was banapple.
It's a banapple.
It's a banapple.
It's an apple nana.
Well, you could get a rather fouled up phallic symbol, I suppose. Try hard, man.
Oh boy. Oh,
Ooh.
I just got the mental picture. That was very disturbing. Thank you, Blue. I won't be sleepy.
Can I say it kind of looks like a baby's arm holding an apple,
Yeah,
but yellow?
Yeah.
And I thought rugby played with swords was bad enough imagery in my head, but now
I don't know how I can present more examples that you can't take somewhere dirty. And
Peter,
I'm really trying now, but I've gone through like 3 and then I'm not going to give them this.
Peter always brings it down to another lower level. Peter, we need to have a chat. We really do.
Well, look, I'm the first to say, look, I might be in my mid-40s, but that 12-year-old brain is still there. Don't worry about that.
I absolutely. It never goes away.
I don't want to grow up.
I
I'm
was
a
just
Toys R Us
imagining a
kid.
teacher getting an apple crossed with a banana handed to him from one of the students.
On a rugby sword.
Be careful which end you hand.
Yeah, I think that's the kind of thing that gets you kicked off the Board of Education.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
The real problem I have with these guys, Stingray, is I would say the majority of people don't truly understand orthographic projection, and they don't they have no feeling for what that's representing.
Brilliant.
No, listen. Every one of them would look at the front at the front view, orthographic view of a house of their house, for instance, and they would instantly recognize that as a house. They would have no idea that can truly be an orthographic projection minus all the hidden lines.
Blue.
They see it as a picture. They don't recognize it as a projection.
But just really quickly to add to this, that is my definition. I mean, I'd have to get Brian in because it might not be aphantasia, but it's a symptom of aphantasia is what I'm talking about. Now, what you've just described there is the inability to relate two related things via imagination alone. And that is exactly what that test that I just told you tests for.
Yeah, right.
That is it.
All I wanted to say, Blue, is you say like 90% of people wouldn't really read. 90% of people don't know what orthographic projection means.
I know that.
Yeah. So you're thinking like, can they perceive that? They can't even spell the words.
Correct. And the people like Nathan Oakley and Sleeping Warrior, Quantum Racer, they prey on people's lack of knowledge along. I won't say could call it ignorance, I suppose.
No,
if you've never had the training,
a bad word.
If you've never had the training, if you've never, if no one has ever taken the time to explain to you what you're looking at, it wouldn't necessarily need to make sense. I don't know. Maybe a lot of people would just intuitively say, "Yeah, that makes sense to me."
Well, just to make it clear,
they go on and on about the pictures that we look at in the curve calculators, that orthographic projection that we look at in the curve calculators, and about how that isn't reality. Well, actually, it is a depiction of one version of reality. It's a very good depiction of it. But you know, in the video that I did recently, I even had people come back and say, "Oh, well, you're wrong because when you walked around with your camera to the side view of those blocks, the camera wasn't the same distance from all the blocks. So there is perspective involved." Well, goddamn. Yes, you're right. Thank you very much, numbnuts. That is true. That's not what an orthographic projection is. That orthographic projection assumes everything is at that sheet of paper. You don't see any distance in it. Everything is right there on that sheet of paper. Period.
If I may just interject on God for a minute, is that okay, God?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. Oh well, I was just checking. I don't want to be rude because obviously, I want to be respectful. No, seriously, no, Blue. I seriously respect you, so I don't want to interrupt you. But I just want to say it's like a lot of people say, "Well, I can see it," the fact of the matter is that when someone says I can see it, therefore I believe it exists, there's a lot of things you can see and believe to exist that aren't there. I mean, if I just took some random person and I dosed them on a whole bunch of LSD, they're going to see things that aren't there. You know, they're going to see trails, you know, like cars go by, and they're going to see the, you know, yeah, the brake lights go by and they just keep going by and by and by and by. I should know. I'm experienced in this field, but I know it's not there, right? But they might not necessarily know it's not there. The eyes can be fooled. All of the senses can be fooled. So they say, I see it, therefore it must be real, is actually not quite correct. And then they'll say, oh, well, you're just appealing to authority. Well, but you're taking a measurement. Anytime you take a measurement, you're appealing to authority because some authority had to say what that measurement was. So they don't even know what their argument is. They're flailing. Now they're even trying to say that they're not asserting the flat earth model anymore. They're just saying it. That's what Oakley's new thing is.
No, I don't agree with that. I think it's more to do with them misinterpreting or misunderstanding what they're actually seeing, rather than seeing something that's not there.
Well,
like the classic thing is the flat Earth. Is like, you know, particularly with new flat earthers are new to the scene. They say, well, what's your proof of the flat Earth? Well, go on out and have a look. It looks flat.
Well,
it isn't.
Well, no, but actually, that is very pertinent because they say it looks flat, right? They go
Exactly.
they look out on the ocean and say it looks flat. The human eye cannot perceive the curve.
Precisely. So they're misinterpreting what they're actually seeing. That's what's that about. They're not actually seeing something that's not there, because it's there. We all see it. You know, but obviously the human eye is not going to be exactly what you were saying. The human eye is not going to be able to actually determine the curvature without going at a extremely high altitude.
Right.
It's just not going to happen.
But they believe what they're seeing. But the problem is that because of their limited perception, us as humans, our limited perception, they believe what they're seeing, but our perception being limited as it is, they're not seeing that curvature, and therefore they think that just because through their limited lens of perception, if you will, that they take that as fact. And the problem is that when you actually do it mathematically, or when you take an image and compress it, say, here's everything you saw through your whole field of view, and then you smash it down, oh yeah, there's the curve. They don't manage to even try to look that up. They're not trying. They're just asserting by conclusion first. They're not actually even trying to do the scientific method by saying, oh, I have an idea, let's test it. No, they are going from a conclusion and then asserting anything and everything that may possibly reinforce that conclusion.
Right. Oh, yeah, I just Terry, I'm glad you're putting this on.
I'll share something really quick because I found this interesting.
You can't if I'm ready to play. You want me to stop for a minute?
Yeah, it's just 2 seconds on this, because this is something that I found with Ranty, because he didn't understand this. So he gave me survey data for these 5 things, these 5 turbines that are offset. And this is what I mean about they cannot, well, you're lacking imagination. And this does take a little bit of imagination, because if I asked everybody in the panel right now, because this is something you've never seen, you've all seen wind turbines sat on the water, and we're looking at the geometry here. But what you've never seen is this on a flat Earth. Can you think about what this would look like on a flat Earth? And this is actually his elevation of, I think his elevation is 100 odd meters. These are 90 meters high. Can you think what this would look like on a flat Earth? Can you imagine it?
I can actually, but I know what it would turn into on say a spherical Earth, which is what Oakley loves to show all the time, is the windmills that go beyond the horizon.
But these are all just sat on the horizon. Sat before the horizon. These are, because we're 100 odd meters up, and these are only 80 miles away or something. But the point here is when we view it on a flat Earth, and this is the thing that they haven't got a baseline reference for, it looks like that. That would be a flat Earth. And that is only with the Earth extending 140 miles.
Mm.
The difference is astronomical. The difference, the magnitude of the difference is huge. We've got the normal camera, and then we've got the flat Earth camera. That is actually what it would look like. And this is we never see this. Now, when I show, Ranty said, "Oh, can you model these with refraction and without?" And I said, "Sure." And I gave him this, which is a 7.6R, and then I gave him this, which isn't with refraction. This is the difference that it would make. And I said, "Oh, and I've done one more for you. I've done what it would look like on a flat Earth." He says, "What's that?" I said, "It's a flat Earth." He goes, "No, I don't understand. What do you mean?" I went, "The Earth is flat, and they are on it, and it extends into the distance. That's all I've done. This is not using a curve." He goes, "No, I don't get it." And they're like, "I know."
Yeah, if the Earth was if the Earth was flat, then nothing would be below the horizon ever. It would be impossible on a flat Earth. On a sphere,
behind the horizon, you mean?
Yeah. The horizon would never obscure anything, because the horizon would always be beyond anything that was on the flat Earth, even if it was right on the edge. At the very least, you'd have zero, but there would still be zero obscurity.
Yeah, but they only need to find one thing to invalidate that statement, and I can just say Skunk Bay. Refraction can create an elevated water source which obscures something behind. Now, it does it in a very specific way, and I actually went over this on Sean's, and you only see it on this particular place, and it's very rare, but it actually can. And I actually sketched out what the rays of light would have to do on Sean's, on that Skunk Bay. Because if you look at the video, the time-lapse video, you can see the water rising up and obscuring the land due to refraction. But it's a transient effect, and it's never a constant. So
that's exactly how it would work. But it's the difference between, are they actually flat earthers or are they globe deniers? I mean, what are they arguing here? Because sometimes I'm not sure which part of the it's not a globe that they're on. Are they denying the globe, or are they literally saying that the Earth is flat? So
they will say that they're not claiming anything, but like a lot of people do. But you hear them on another time, and they will make a definite claim. But to get out, it's really just to get out of an argument, and because, as we know, we keep pushing people to make positive claims, so they don't have evidence of a flat Earth. So in a debate, they're not actually going to say the Earth is flat.
That statement's a cop out because
absolutely, of course, it's a cop out.
All they're doing is trying to avoid having to produce any proof.
Yeah, exactly. Because once you make a positive claim, you've got to provide evidence for it, and I always do that with space deniers. If they make a claim, that I've got them, because if they can't prove it, then their claim is false.
Well,
so they cop out.
Yeah. To me, it's like, look, if you're here arguing against the fact that the Earth is a globe, then you must have some sort of claim behind it. So what is your claim? Whether you claim Earth is bigger than we were told, that we understand, not we were told. I don't want to use that because we're not indoctrinated. Okay, they like to use that after they've been indoctrinated into the flat Earth. That's what the modus operandi of the flat Earth movement is that we've indoctrinated you. Now you tell everyone that they've been indoctrinated.
Gavel time, Terry?
Yeah. No, not yet.
Yeah, we've got plenty of time for Reds at the moment, as long as we play it now.
Yeah, I'm just looking at looking at the time. We'll play a bit of. We'll play a bit.
Can I set the scene?
Oh, you.
Yeah. Can I
set the? Oh, You can
Can I
try.
set the scene of this
Yes,
first of all? I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm not gonna spoil it or anything like this, right? JM Truth has been goading Red's Rhetoric for a while, saying that his video of his video of the Falcon Heavy launch was fake. And Red's Radic's been goading to say, well, come on and prove it. Come on and prove it. It's been going on for probably about 6 or 7 weeks, something like that. So finally, JM Truth agrees to come and prove that Red's Radic's video of the Falcon Heavy launch is fake. And you're going to see probably one of the most glorious killing of a claim you've probably ever seen, and it's quite good actually, and I think only Red's Rhetoric could do it in such a way. So
yeah, it's quite something, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite glorious, and it was very entertaining, and I enjoyed every minute of it.
Yep, same here.
Press play.
Speak on this matter when actually I'm the only one with any authority to speak on this matter. When it comes to video footage and film and sound and that kind of stuff, that's kind of my purview. Special effects, VFX, that kind of stuff. So we're going to go through the process here. And actually, Craig, if you want to bring up that video footage, we're just going to click through it. What?
Hey, Craig. Yo. With your permission, I would like to ask JM Truth some questions, if I may, before we get started.
Yeah, this is your show, dude. I'm just here to press the buttons.
Okay, understood. I'm going to ask you something. Have you ever heard of a movie called Total Recall?
I have. Which one?
Okay.
There are two.
The one in 2012.
Okay, I haven't seen it, but yeah.
Have you heard of Doctor Strange, 2016?
Yep.
Ex Machina, 2014?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Duncan
What's your
Kennard.
point?
Duncan Kennard is my point. 20 years, visual effects artists now has the link to this show. And guess what? You weren't the only one that got sent the footage from the camera. I also sent it with him with 20 years of experience in the field. And unlike you, he actually has a record to back up his bullshit. So guess what? He will also sit in, and he will be able to educate the so-called educator on how this shit's done while you're explaining it. So as you're getting shit wrong, we will be able to continuously correct you. So let's go ahead and get this guy in here. I like being prepared.
Oh, no. I didn't. Craig, if you bring in anyone else on this show, I'm leaving.
I know, me too.
Go ahead, run away.
They always got
we want you to run away.
Hey guys,
we want you to run away.
There's two.
Go ahead, run away. Rage quit. Come on, run away. Run away. Rage quit. Come on,
we don't want to hear his arguments.
Run away.
Do you want to hear the arguments or no that your video is fake, crybaby?
We're all going to hear it. We're also going to hear from not only JM Truth, but also an expert.
Yeah, you can bring him on after. After we leave, you can bring him on.
We're bringing him on right now. If you want to rage quit and fuck right off and go harass some kids, you go right ahead. But this is happening.
It's going to be two of you.
I agreed to meeting with Red. Okay.
Hey, hang on. I did agree to have Nathan Thompson fucking on this show, but yet you don't see me.
That's okay. There's two of you. There's two of us. Which now balanced.
I'm just the producer. I'm nothing to do with this.
Oh,
just the producer.
Okay, so Nathan's just my producer. Okay, great.
He's not producing the show. Oh, hey, DK. Hang on. DKG, are you polishing your Emmy?
Sorry, I'm just polishing my Emmy.
All right, we're out of here, Jam.
Just polishing my Emmy.
Peace out, Jam. Bye.
Actually, Nathan, if this guy says this video that he has is real, his Emmy can go shove it.
What VAS award?
Oh, your VAS award.
Hang on. Here's
move on to bigger and better things.
The other one. So, yeah, so got two of them.
Oh, wow. Shiny toys. Shiny ball toys that don't hold water.
This,
Congratulations.
I know that this is great. This is great. This is awesome. So,
Hey,
JM,
JM, do you want to tell them
but we interrupted you, JM.
So we can hurry up.
So I want to give you the floor.
Bigger and better things, because I do not want to sit here and listen to these guys.
Yeah, you go right ahead. So, JM, we interrupted you. You have the floor. By all means, take it away, and I will shut the fuck up.
I haven't even done anything. I haven't even done anything. And also
let Jam go. Let Jam go. Okay, so I'm going to ask everyone to shut the fuck up for a sec. Let JM present whatever it is he needs to present. Let's go from there, step by step kind of thing. JM, you have the floor. We will now shut the fuck up, and I will mute.
Oh, by the way, Reds, you like my T-shirt?
Oh yeah, I like your T-shirt. All right, now I'm muting.
Okay. So,
James, anyone want to share a video wise, just put it, I've sent you a Hangouts link, just share it into there, okay, and I'll display that on screen.
Okay.
Just so you know, I want you
to know, Red, when you claim a video is yours, it's usually pretty good to make sure the video all came from the same location.
Cool. No idea what you're referring to, but I guess we'll find out soon.
Well, that just goes to show that it's not your video, but...
Or maybe it shows that you don't know what you're talking about. But no, why let that possibility get in the way?
And we move towards the arguments, please.
Okay, so...
Okay, I've got the footage right here in front of me.
Oh, my daughter was on here earlier, wasn't she? Wonderful.
Was she doing visual effects?
They'd probably be better than Red, and she's only a year and a half.
Hey,
you know, I actually agree with you. I actually agree with you because I don't know how to do visual effects.
Yes, I've talked to Reds. I've talked to Reds. I have talked to Reds, and I can guarantee you he knows fuck all about visual effects.
JM, could you mute your mic in Hangouts, please?
JM, yes, hold on.
Is that porn on your screen, like the Flat Earth? Are you posting? Is that a chick having sex?
Okay.
I'm sorry. I didn't know that would be on the screen, guys. I apologize. Apparently people have no taste and no class, and they want to get their channels removed or something. I don't know. You know that's porn, Craig?
Oh, you want to talk about class.
Yeah.
Like
you got
hang on,
your
elementary
channel,
school class, that kind of class.
Yeah.
JM, are you gonna tell these guys why their video is fake so we can get out of here?
Yeah. So,
all right,
Craig, you sent me the link. I'm trying to get on here.
You're in the Hangouts. You just need to screen share on it.
Oh, all right. Hold on. I can tell, and as far as I've been able to ascertain, there are no palm trees whatsoever in this foliage. Not only that, but you'll see there's a big fucking tower right here to the left of this rocket, and a white water tower to the right. Correct? Yes.
Yes.
Can we all agree on that?
That's right.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. Now, as I scroll through here, look, we're just gonna. Now, can we all agree that this rocket is also white and the boosters are white? Yes.
Yes.
Excellent. Excellent. Now, the rocket obviously is going up, and I agree this rocket took off and did launch, and we're not arguing that, okay? So this rocket did go up somewhere. Question is where? Okay. Now, Here we see the rocket boosters separate from the main module. Okay. Then all of a sudden the rocket disappears.
No, it doesn't.
Sure
No,
it does. It's not
I'm
there.
still seeing
The
it.
boosters. Please point out where the rocket is. All I see are the boosters.
That's
I don't
because
see
Reds
anything.
is filming the boosters, not the rocket.
That's because what?
Reds is filming the boosters, not the rocket. The rocket has already left the frame.
Okay, rocket left frame. It wasn't in frame the entire time.
No, the rocket's
We'll go
right
with
there.
that.
Wait a minute.
The rocket- the
So
rocket's
wait a minute.
right there.
You're saying the core booster is no longer in frame.
Yes, that's what he means. The core booster
Correct,
has left the
Core
frame.
boosters no longer. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
it's
if
supposed to.
if I remember right, Reds was requested to film the boosters.
Yes. I wanted to film the boosters landing. The core stage doesn't land on land. It lands on the drone ship out to sea.
Okay. Hey guys, I got it.
You can't film both things at the same time.
I got it.
Okay, cool. Let's move on then.
Okay.
Okay. Going back and forth here. Does anybody know anything? Notice anything different about this?
You
What are
roboted
you
there pretty
showing
bad,
here?
Jam.
Does anybody notice anything different
Uh-oh.
about?
Whoa! Wow! Ow!
That's
Jam,
on
do you
your
have
end.
headphones that you can put on? Whoever doesn't have headphones, can you mute on your end, please? Because that was painful.
Right, I've just stuck a noise gate on you, JM. It should be better.
All right. So does anybody notice anything different about these two frames?
What frames are those? Could you give me a frame count?
I'm just asking if you noticed anything different about these two sections.
Yes, I've noticed something different.
What?
You're seeing on this frame, you're seeing the side of the booster, and on the other one, the boosters are more pointed towards the observer. So you're looking along the booster, which makes it.
That is an excellent observation. However, that's not what I'm talking about.
Okay, cool. Then what are you talking about?
Well, the sky actually are two different shades of blue. And quite a bit different, actually.
This is what I waited
Was
to.
that our resident filmmaker that was laughing?
So, is this Astronomy Live's footage or is this Red's footage?
This is Astronomy Live's footage, the one with the
I
telescope.
didn't think it. Yeah, I didn't think it was the same
Wait,
one I've got.
this is the one that you said was your footage.
Play it for me, please, all the way to the end. Show the landing portion.
Yeah, Astronomy Live has got the tunneling effect you see in the frame there, because it's shot through the telescope. Yours is different to this, Reds.
Yeah, that's way too stable to be mine. That is most definitely Astronomy Live's footage.
That's funny because as we get towards the end of the video footage, it's not stable.
Okay, I'd like to see you get it more stable than this, but yeah, that's not my footage. That's Astronomy Live's footage. I'm not going to take credit for his work. I'll take credit for my work, but not his. I know that his footage is definitely a lot better than mine because it's filmed.
Okay, so this is Astronomy Live's footage that he said he took live at the location, correct?
He took it. He was right next to me.
Okay, excellent.
At the same location.
So I'm calling both of you liars then.
Cool. You have yet to demonstrate it, but please continue.
I know.
Entry burn. Entry burn.
Yep, that's Astronomy Live right there.
Okay, yeah.
That's also called After Effects.
Excuse me? After Effects? What is After Effects?
That's called a special effects fire shots. What that is.
No, excuse me. What is After Effects?
After Effects is an Adobe product.
Yes. So it's a piece of software.
Correct.
After Effects is just a piece of software. You
Correct.
can't just say, "Oh, that's After Effects," because After Effects.
That's an After Effects effect. I can. Sure, I can. Thanks. Hush. I'm talking right now.
No, it's not. No, it's not. There's no such thing as a.
I already know. Hang on. I already know. Hang on. I already know that JM doesn't know what he's talking about. Let him just make a point.
I'm going to ask you from this distance because you're going to get a close-up of it. Can you
let me
already see a problem with this picture?
There is no problem with the image. Do you want me to explain it to you?
Excellent. Let's move on.
Okay. There is no image, or there's no.
How about now?
problem
Is
with
there
the
an issue now? Hold on.
There is no
there an
issue.
now?
No,
Excellent.
there
Let's
isn't.
move on.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you twice saying there's no issue.
Yes, and you'll get me 3 times, and 4 times, and 5
There's still
times.
no issue, right? There's still no issue.
Yeah,
correct?
there is no issue. There's no issue. There's no issue. Continue play. I'll just keep
Okay,
saying
right.
it. There's no issue. 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 Still no issue.
Okay,
Still no
no
issue. Still
issue
no
with
issue. Still no issue. Still no
coming in
issue.
at.
Still no issue.
So there's no angle.
Oh,
there's no issue with the angle at which this rocket's coming in at.
There's no issue at what? The angle at which the rocket's coming in at.
The angle at which this rocket is coming in at.
No, there is no issue with the angle that the rocket's
And there's
coming in
no
at.
issue. Then there's also no issue with the appearance of this rocket, right?
There is no issue
No.
with the appearance of this rocket. You're just an idiot.
And you are the blindest motherfucker on the earth.
Hang on.
No,
hang
you
on a
just
minute.
don't know
You're
what the fuck you're talking about. So, are you
I'm
done?
gonna
Can
see it for
I?
you. I'm gonna make you look like a fucking.
What's the issue?
The issue is the tissue, which is the issue that it doesn't have.
JM thinks that rockets go straight up and straight down, which they
Does
don't.
he?
Was
And
I
he
muted then?
also-
Shit, I was trying to explain what's going on here. The reason it's on an angle, or at a certain angle, is because the little wings on the bottom were actually guiding it in, so it would land on the LZ landing pad. So it would have been coming in on an angle regardless. It wouldn't have just
No,
been
there's a
coming dead
reason
straight
why-
down.
There's a reason why it comes in at an angle like that.
Yeah, I just said that.
No. It comes in at an angle because at the moment, until its very, very final approach, it's over the water. So that if something goes wrong, which it did before, it doesn't crash on the land, but it lands in the sea and they can retrieve it. When you look later on, Reds pulls up Google Maps and shows you where the landing zone is. And this entire area is right next to the sea. So they come in at an angle, so they spend virtually all of their descent over the sea. That's why they come in like that. They
Yeah,
can come in
that's partly
any
what
angle they like. But
that's the reason why I said what I said. It's coming in on an angle for that reason. To land on the LZ, it wouldn't have come straight down because of from the original point of where it released from the main rocket.
Because they're not over the landing zone when it.
Yeah, they're not over the landing
separate.
zone. Yeah.
Well, yeah, they have to fly away from the LZ because they need ditch space.
Yeah, they're
And that's
flying
what
towards the
motion is for.
LZ, but as they're flying towards it, yes, if they did have a malfunction because they're over water, it would have landed in the water instead.
Yeah, they would have directed it right into the water and ditched it in the water instead if there was a problem.
Right, there's two things going on here, right? First of all, when a rocket launches, initially it will go straight and then it does what you call a gravity turn to follow the curve of the Earth, okay? So these two boosters have detached some whatever hundreds of kilometers up in the atmosphere, okay? Secondly, the launch site is different from the landing site. It's about 9 miles apart. And this is something that JM Truth hasn't realized. Okay. He doesn't know that the rocket doesn't just go straight up in the air. And secondly, he doesn't realize that the launch pad and the landing pad are 9 miles apart. This is why we've got the angle. that we've got at the moment. That's as simple as that. That's the simplest explanation.
Yeah, it's been the whole unit, when they was all together, the whole unit has already traveled across the surface of the Earth some distance.
Yeah, exactly.
So it has to come back to a later landing zone.
It's downrange quite some considerable distance. So of course there's going to be a freaking angle.
And of course they set it up so that if these boosters malfunctioned in any way, they would just scuttle it in the ocean, so that if it lands in the ocean, the chance of a large catastrophic explosion is far less.
It doesn't really matter for this. That doesn't really matter. So that's.
Well, in any event, for safety's sake, they can scuttle it in the ocean instead of crashing it into the path.
But the main bit that I was answering was JM Truth's misunderstanding of the actual angle at which it landed. The rest of it, yes, that's part of it, but he's making concern
it doesn't land
with the
at that
angle.
That's
no, it doesn't land on that angle.
It doesn't land at that angle. It just doesn't. And the grid fins you're talking about, they're called grid fins. They're about 2/3 of the way up the top. What you're actually pointing out the bottom, what you're pointing at the bottom there, Terry, that would be the landing legs. The little wings, as you were talking about 2/3 of the way up, and they're called grid fins, and it just gives them some control when it's going through the atmosphere.
It gives them drag. Exactly, But JM Truth doesn't realise that the rockets have travelled a distance.
Away
from the launch pad.
That's
his problem.
Well, JM Truth could resolve. JM Truth could debate his way out of an open doorway.
We'll keep.
Idiot you are on his channel. Because if you can't tell there's an issue here, if you can't tell there's an issue here with this rocket already, you're a moron.
There is no issue. Continue to play because this is entertaining as hell. I wait 2 fucking weeks for this shit.
Reds, can
3 weeks.
What is the issue?
Hang on.
Wait, hold on. Hang on. Just.
Oh look, there's After Effects.
Is there an issue here?
There is no issue.
So you don't realize the rocket's in front of the fucking line. Excellent.
The rocket is not in front of the fucking line, you dumbass.
It is in front of the fucking line.
No, it isn't, dumbass, and I will demonstrate that to you in a moment.
Is there an issue here with this rocket?
There is no issue.
Okay.
JM, do you understand?
Hang on.
You realize the rocket is not perpendicular to the Earth, or are all of you fucking morons?
Hey, there is no issue.
It does have to be in order for balance to take place. There are no side boosters holding this rocket up.
Side boosters?
Okay, so you've got...
Hold on.
Are you completely... You dense motherfucker. That's called landing legs. That's its support structure.
Hold on. You can't come in at an angle. Because look, all of a sudden the rocket straightens out at the very end. Therefore, it came in at a fucking angle. Hold on.
It did come in at a fucking angle. No shit, Sherlock. I'm glad you're starting to learn something.
Well, you're a fucking idiot. Okay.
All right. Let's go ahead and have this go.
So, you see this rocket here has a black bottom, correct?
A black.
The bottom of this rocket is black.
Yes, that's called soot.
It's in paint. No, that's called paint, you idiot. There's a straight line.
That's called soot, you dumbass.
It is not called soot. That is a fucking paint job.
That is soot, you dumbass.
Either you and the dumbest motherfucker on the planet.
You are literally a fucking idiot right now. Craig, I think I deserve to have a chance here. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and educate this dumb fuck for half a second, because apparently JM Truth is... I am so disappointed that I waited 2.5 to 3 fucking weeks, and this is the best... Mute this motherfucker so I can have a chance.
JM, one sec.
Here's what's going to happen.
1 sec.
So here's what's going to happen. I'm now going to educate this dumb fuck on 3 things. 1, the rocket in which it's coming down. The rocket goes up white because it's clean. When the rocket comes back, that's because there's soot patterns. If you remember from Entry Burn, you saw rocket flames dancing up the side of the damn thing. it gets covered in soot. Why is there a line? The line is there because of the difference of ice debris on the outside of the rocket, because the rocket fuel is at negative 300 degrees C, you dumb ass. It makes a layer of ice, and that layer of ice shields some of it from getting more dirty than the rest. So basically, GM, it would have actually helped you to learn a little bit about how rockets work before you try to call me and Astronomy Live liars, you dumbass. Now, next, since JM so eloquently put it, look how it's coming at an angle. There's a reason why they do that, dumbass. Hang on, I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. You will shut the fuck up. I am not done yet. I am educating you right now. You must shut the fuck up and listen. I am educating you right now. You must shut the fuck up and listen. Thank you. So, as the rocket's coming down, it's actually coming down over the water. The reason why they do that is because if something were to fuck up, as what happened with CRS-17, it would land in the water. Only after landing burn has started does it deviate. It's not until landing burn it's not until the landing burn has started that starts to swing over land again. Just before that, the grid fins start to point it towards land so that when the landing burn does start, it has some of that momentum to carry with it all the way to landing. That's three things that you got wrong. Let's see what else you got, dumbass.
Okay, so you're telling me actually,
just a minute, just a second. More to the point, this is not to try and educate JM on rocket science, because you've got no fucking chance of that. This is about Red's CGIing this entire piece of footage. So can we try and stick with that? Where is the CGI?
Well, I said VFX and CGI. However, the rocket here,
all of it.
This rocket is not the same rocket that was attached to the side of that other booster.
Even though it was a continuous shot.
No, again,
it was a continuous shot. It was good, actually.
That is the dispute with rocket science, not the fact that Red's faked it. No. Because I've got half a dozen other people's videos of the same thing.
Look here, Golden Globe winner. This fucking rocket, the bottom, you can't tell me.
That's an Emmy. That's an Emmy, you idiot.
I know what it is, loser trunk. I got it.
The point is, I'm the loser because I'm the one with the award.
So you have an award. What does that mean? That just means people like you. Great. I'm happy for you. Wonderful. Good for you. Good job.
Well. Yeah.
All right. But the point is, the bottom of this rocket, this black, is not soot. This is a paint job.
Yeah, sure it is.
But that's just your misunderstanding of what's going on.
No, it's not. Okay, are you telling me?
Okay, wait a minute. Shut up a second.
No, I don't think I'm just not going to.
Shut up a second. Because if you think
can we finish dissecting the whole video before we talk to this guy who wasn't on the stream?
Excuse me. If you think
I was told it was Piper Flat Earth and Red we were talking to, and now there's some stranger telling you to be quiet.
Can we mute the elementary school harasser, please?
Hey, so this rocket landed in the exact same place it took off from, correct?
No, it didn't.
Wait, no, fuck me. What do you know? You've been telling everybody,
dumbass. No, it didn't, you dumbass. That landed. Dude, you dumb dense motherfucker. The landing pad is over 9 miles away from where it started, you fuckface. It launches from 39A and lands at LZ1. Those 2 points are 9.15 miles away. You dense motherfucker.
You told me in the other video that it landed directly where it took off. That's what you told me.
I never did such a thing.
What is it? Hey, dumbass, that's not just understanding. Everybody understood that.
No, everyone didn't
No.
understand that. That's not what's ever been said,
Yes.
dumbass.
Yes, that is what you said.
You cannot be fucking serious. You literally thought it took off and landed at the same place it took off. You literally thought that. Oh my god. You literally fucking thought that, didn't you?
Right.
I think I'm dying.
Here's the deal, guys. So this was 9 miles away. Okay, no. We'll go with that. You fucking rump stop. Hey, listen. If this is 9 miles away, you sure as fuck didn't move the camera 9 miles.
Oh, yeah, that is
You guys, this is the stupidest shit in the world.
Oh, yeah. Dude,
Yeah,
I have to thank you. That was funny AF. That was fucking hilarious. No dumbass didn't take off and land in the same spot. There's a launch pad and there's a landing zone. The landing zone is separate from the launch pad. The launch pad is separate from the landing zone.
Okay,
so
that's how you
in your research, did you even actually look at SpaceX's own animation of this launch sequence?
I did, and actually,
because it explains it, it shows it.
Can I finish? This video is 20 seconds off from the original SpaceX. That's another thing I was going to bring up.
Cool.
Also, the smoke here is added. It's a special effect.
Is it?
No, it isn't added.
It is.
How? Who? Where?
Well,
how?
smoke is transparent, correct?
Hey, JM, did you say there's 20-second discrepancy?
Yeah.
Oh, there's also 9 miles discrepancy, so 20 seconds.
So, JM, is their video 20 seconds longer or 20 seconds shorter than the SpaceX video?
It's 20 seconds longer.
Interesting. So, Reds, why is your video longer than the SpaceX video?
Because
It's
we've
not
got no
actually
proof of that.
because here's the thing. A little birdie told me that you were going to say that. Would we like to watch it together in real time and compare the SpaceX one with mine? Would that be hot and
Can we see
sexy?
it together, please? Can we see it together, please?
We could do it at an elementary school theater if that suits you, Nathan.
Wow.
Sure.
You know what? I'm done
right here, right now.
Yeah, we could
Guys,
tell them
listen.
how to parabolic and atmosphere
I've shown
needing.
the rocket coming down is not the same as the rocket going up. They've got a fucking
the same
excuse for
rocket.
that. I just showed that
Nope,
this rocket
it
actually
ain't.
disappeared behind the smoke. Smoke is transparent. It would not. This did not have enough.
It did not disappear.
It did. The camera did
did
not
not.
move 9 miles. The camera did not move 9 miles.
The camera doesn't need to move 9 miles, you dumbass. It just needs to swing. Oh my god. Why does the camera have to move 9 miles?
Because there's 9 mile difference between the launch pad and the landing zone.
Oh my
you fucking idiot!
god.
Oh no,
Craig,
I thought
can
you
Can you
thought.
let me
No,
screen
no, wait,
share
he
something
thought.
real quick?
He thought.
Let me
that was
let me
the same
screen share
place, so
something
now
of this
there's no
moron
doubt
because
about it.
apparently
All right, I'll send you
he
the
doesn't know
Hangouts
that
link.
turning cameras are a thing.
Hey,
Oh my
guys,
fucking god! This is.
Hey, do I get to finish my presentation or should I just leave?
You know what?
fucking
At
done
this
with
point, it actually doesn't matter if you leave or stay because you just gave us the bulk of what you were trying to say, and now I have everything I need to show you to be not only a fucking idiot, but not an expert in the field that you claim to be an expert in.
JM, did you
Hey.
share the bulk of what you were going to say or no?
Can you send me the link, Craig?
No,
I said that you should have the Hangouts link.
Thank you.
3 messages up.
Okay.
Are there
And
more
mute
things
when
wrong
you
with
there,
the
I
video,
assume.
JM?
Nathan, they're really not interested in this. They're only interested in making people look stupid and calling names.
We don't
We
have
don't
to.
actually have to try for that.
We need any winners
hey,
on
Craig.
there who actually have no stake
Craig.
in the game here. It's the stupidest fucking ass show I've
Craig.
ever seen.
Yes, Reds.
Craig.
Yes, it is.
All right. Let me know when I'm screen sharing.
Okay, you're screen sharing. Oh, there we go.
Okay. I'm screen sharing. All right, can you all see my screen?
Yes.
All right, it's Google Earth, right?
Yes.
Okay, so cool. JM, this is a launch pad. Do you see all the hardware, the towers, and shit like that for this?
Did you fake that as well?
Okay, JM was under the impression that you said it.
Hang on. I'm asking JM. So
actually, I'm not under the impression that's what he said. Now they're changing the story to fit the video footage.
JM, this is a launch pad. Okay. If we're gonna do this step by step, then we'll do it. Here's the water tower. Here's the water tower that you can see. And here is the launch pad. If we zoom out from here, you'll see something. Go down here, and you'll see the SpaceX logo. See the total lack of structure that would support a launch but is perfectly adequate for a landing? This is the landing zone. This is what you confused as the same spot. Now, another thing that I would like. Hang on. Another thing that I wanted to show you here is this. Observation point. Notice how I can film this, and all I have to do is swing the camera to film this. I can film this, and then all I have to do while tracking the camera is turn the camera to film that. They are not the same location, you dense motherfucker.
JM, technically that's just known as a pan in the industry. I just thought you might never know.
Oh, yeah, pan. But I'm sure JM fucking knew that, right?
I don't know where the pan is there, buddy.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
They pan horizontally along the flat horizon, JM.
Right? The problem is the distance at which you would have had to pan that camera did not take place.
How the fuck do you know? You were looking at sky, you dumbass.
Yeah, maybe that's because we painted out all the tracking markers in the sky, isn't it?
Oh yeah, all those tracking markers in the sky. Oh
Yeah.
wow,
I mean,
it was lovely,
it took
wasn't
me hours to paint those out.
What
You
were
don't
your
need
next arguments?
You don't need tracking markers.
And JM, I've
right.
just gone
don't
back. One sec. I
Oh.
just want to clarify one thing, JM. I just went back through the audio from when Reg was saying about where it took off and landed. He says, I filmed it from launch to landing. Not once did he actually say it landed in the same place it launched. Just to clarify.
Thank
okay?
you. Thank
When
you
did
for
you
that.
go by? Did you just now went back and check all that audio?
I'm a flat earther. I can't read.
Oh yeah, of course. Then quit fucking with me, dude. You see the
Yes.
fuel tank
Yes,
and you
I
see
see
the lost
them.
tank on the first page.
I see
you
them.
see
Yes.
it?
Yes.
Are you seeing it?
Yes, I'm seeing it.
Are you loving it?
I'm loving it.
Perfect. Now, hey, Craig, question. There's the LOX tank and the fuel tank. They're separated, aren't they?
Oh, there seemed to be some kind of physical container between them. Yes.
Yeah, they seem to be separated there. Hey, a question. Were the soot patterns on the rocket? Are they aligning with where the tanks are located on the Falcon 9?
It would appear that way.
From a visual effects expert, I would say there's a definite delineation between green and blue.
And
interesting.
And it's not like that I've got a degree in physics or anything, but just an off-the-cuff thought would be, could the temperature of the LOX cause more ice to be building up when it goes into a colder temperature?
Yeah, interesting. And question, Craig, if soot were to collect on the ice and the ice were to, fall off because it's no longer being cooled by the LOX, that would leave a line there, right?
Yeah.
That would leave a line.
It really would.
A nice definitive line around the booster.
Who would have thought?
What do you mean?
amazing.
A clean bit? A clean bit, you mean?
Or
damn.
devil's advocate for a second, did they, after it's separated from the main module, have someone up there painting it?
I gotta tell you, whoever the fuck they are, they're getting paid a shit ton of money, or they're not being paid enough.
Don't be silly, you fucking idiots. It was the mouse. The mouse was up there
Yeah, that's
licking,
right.
licking the sucker.
I love shit like this.
Honestly,
Oh my God.
tonight I have seen.
We can come up with better conspiracies than they can.
Yeah, tonight I've seen two absolute destructions of flat Earth. Like, I went fucking hard on Hip Hop Hippie earlier and cooked the Black Swan live, and you have just destroyed JM's entire world.
What really frustrates me is I came to this really prepared, and it wasn't needed. I've got loads and loads of videos of other people filming the same rocket launch.
A newbie
it's
mistake.
all there, tabs are ready.
Yeah, it's a newbie mistake. I have learned that debating flat earthers requires no preparation.
As far as the rocket's concerned, it's just fine. There's nothing wrong with it. He talks about editing. There's you know, I can see nothing.
You're done here. Do you realize just how badly you got fucking owned here? So the one thing I want to take away from this, JM, is that before you call anyone a liar, make sure you actually learn how SpaceX actually works, you dumbass.
And if people can't tell that those are two different goddamn rockets, then you're a fucking idiot.
So thank you for embarrassing yourself. You may leave now. Goodbye. Bye-bye.
Does he have any other evidence?
See you later.
See you later.
Bye, guys.
The supposed CGI didn't know that SpaceX took off and landed in two different spots. Amazing.
Well, to be fair, he hasn't even.
Really, I think I could take JM Truth all by myself with absolutely no prep whatsoever.
Yeah, Terry, you hang on. You're trying to get to the bit where the shows it side by side. Is that where you're trying to get to? Yeah, there you go. There you go. You had it just then. There you go. Yeah. Just put it there. There you go. That'll do, Terry. There you go.
Don't show the whole thing because it take ages.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just no, not just fast forward. Just go forward a little bit, Terry. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. That'll do that. That'll do that.
Use your keyboard. It's not easy.
And boost back burn has complete. We are now beginning a coast phase. We are now beginning the coast phase of the port and starboard booster. Directional thrusters are active, putting it in just the orientation it wants to be in for its entry into the Earth's atmosphere. Atmosphere, because it's a sphere, you fucking retards.
Yeah, but Reds, why
4
is the
minutes,
sky
30
black
seconds
in the
into
left
flight.
one and blue in the right one?
Interesting.
Drama.
Is that rocket coming down at an angle?
Oh.
Nuh-uh.
I like those directional thrusters and how they're being so elegant. It's like, oh no stress, guy, no stress. I got this. I got your flat earther tears. Psst, 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 psst. I'm just gonna go a little bit that way. Go a little bit that way.
If we ask
go a little
Elon
bit
Musk
that way.
nicely, we could maybe strap one of the flat earthers to one of these boosters so they can be there as it goes up and comes down.
I'm sure they.
Oh,
it's not worth the weight penalty.
Oh.
Don't you understand? There's a flat. There is a flat earther already inside, and it's the tears of the flat earther that steer the rocket on the way down.
Oh, is that the actual power source? Tears of flat earthers.
Yes.
Oh, look at that! Hey, Craig, it's coming down at an angle. Look at that.
Crazy shit, man.
It's almost like it's heading back towards the fucking Cape Canaveral for landing zone 1.
Is
yeah.
JM
Who
True
fucking
still
fuck it,
here?
right?
Not the launch
Or
site.
has he quit?
Not the launch site.
Gone. They've gone.
Never
Both
fucking
him
said it was.
and
Where the fuck did he get this idea from?
I nearly died when he fucking said that. Honestly.
5 seconds on Google would have fucking fixed that shit for you, JM. For fuck's sake! I thought you were going to give me a check. I waited 2.5 fucking weeks for this shit.
Honestly, Reds, I nearly shat myself when he said that.
Oh my god,
it was fucking insane.
All right, anyway, shut the fuck up.
Terry.
Shut the fuck up. All right, and boost back as Star.
Oh, hang on, there's only one rocket.
And boost back has stopped. All right, it's coming back down. Port and starboard boosters are now transonic. Smashing through the sound barrier the same way that the second stage is smashing through that fucking dome that doesn't exist. 4 minutes, 50 seconds into the flight.
I'm so glad I painted out all those tracking markers you asked me to get rid of.
Oh yeah, of course. Thank you for that. And the fact you didn't ask me to pay you at all was, the blowjob wasn't that bad. Thanks for washing it though. Thanks for washing it.
Yeah, I
all right,
told
it's
you
coming back down for a landing. Landing burn is about to start. And we will count the seconds of discrepancy. Will it equal 20? Will it equal 20? Want to take a bet, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, brothers and sisters? This is your chance. Landing burn has started.
Fire. Oh, it seems to have started on the other side as well.
Okay, here we go. Gonna time it from when I see the first booster land.
Deployment.
It's literally fucking to the second.
It's close. Boom. It's close.
No, it's literally to the fucking second.
Yeah.
Reds, is there anything more beautiful than disproving a flat earther's claim line?
The same.
Where's your 20 seconds, JM? Where's your 20 fucking seconds, huh? Take your 20 seconds and shove it up your ass. Oh, God, that was beautiful. Oh, that was beautiful. So good. So good.
Rage quit.
Where's the tour?
Rage quit.
Well done, Reds.
The meme in the bottom. Move your hand away.
So what was the discrepancy there? Was it 20 seconds? I think not.
No.
Why is there 20 seconds of discrepancy between your footage and SpaceX's footage? There isn't. You're just a dumbass. Why is there 20 seconds?
I could understand it if JM took your footage and he took the footage from SpaceX and he brought those two into After Effects and tried to line it up and get it wrong, but probably only because the frame rates were completely out.
He probably accidentally stuck a time stretch on one without realizing.
Yeah, but I don't actually think JM is capable.
Not much else to see at this point, Terry.
I'd be suggesting that you start going over to your rocket launch. Red's just went live as well.
Yay.
It's all right. It's okay. Time yet.
Does anybody else dislike the way that Red's rhetoric and Fight the Flat Earth gloat?
Yes.
Well,
I don't find that productive in an argument, and it doesn't endear me to them or their point of view.
No, I can't.
I know that's half the reason I watch, to be honest.
Well, it is fun in an entertaining fashion a bit, but the gloating really does not give you any extra validity in your argument.
I mean the point there is if one of them would have just summed up the facts of what was presented versus the rebuttals, and in a point by point list, in a humble way, but maybe even a questioning way, like why do flat earthers continue to either
Stingray,
get
hear
things
what
so
you're saying,
or lie, and that will be far more effective for people on the fence.
I hear what you're saying, Stingray, but the thing is, there was a very strong claim that Red's Reddit, you didn't actually see at the start, we didn't actually play all of that he was lying. I think sometimes if you're going to come on, because he came on very, very strong, he came on critical, saying that he's a dumbass, that you can't see any discrepancies. and so on and so forth. And I think really Reds was just really reacting to that. I think if at the start, if he was presenting it in such a way as you're pointing out, then maybe it might have gone that way. But it didn't. So I think Reds was just reacting in a different way. And I think sometimes you just need to do that to make somebody, if somebody's trying to make you look stupid, is to turn it the other way around. That's just my personal opinion for what it was. Anyway, we've got a launch just about to launch.
It looks like they've initiated just a primary burn because that steam off to the side is the water sprayers that are put in there to diffuse.
Okay, let's watch it.
Let's watch it.
43. 40 seconds.
Well, yeah, the water spray too.
If JM's watching, the white thing is the rocket, the black thing is a tower.
Yeah.
And the bottom's not black.
And if Oakley is watching, don't get too excited.
Right, let's listen because it's fine. It's a terminal
T15. T15.
Jeez, and you wondered why I wanted to get here so quickly.
10 minutes, 10 seconds.
Unmute, Teddy,
7.
please.
Unmute.
Okay.
Unmute.
Okay. I
Liftoff. Disregard. We have an abort.
Abort.
Oh dear.
Abort is running.
Shush. We'll find out why.
Is there any other footage we could have been using?
Yep.
No, that's just...
Yes, there is. There's 3 other streams that you could be watching plus Reds.
Have you got them there so I can...
So it's SpaceX. Is this not SpaceX you're watching?
I don't know.
I think that's a fail.
Oh.
I've got SpaceX.
Hang on.
Listen, guys, listen.
Oh, we can't hear you.
Jesus, we can't hear over you telling us to shut up.
What?
Someone actually said shut up there.
No sound here.
So launch abort on engine high power.
It didn't release, did it?
Reset the clock.
What stream have you got, Terry, so I can give you the other ones?
That was red.
Terry,
I think you should just stay in SpaceX.
Terry, what stream have you got so I can give you the other ones?
What's going on with the rocket? So, thanks for watching, guys. For now.
I got SpaceX. And
Audio, so I just dropped NASA for you.
Or if you unmute SpaceX,
you're not going to know anything
find
different,
something else.
really, with SpaceX. To be honest with you, better off sticking with SpaceX.
Yeah.
I think it's going to change.
Thank you.
Look, that's it. Fuck this.
I'm pretty sure it didn't launch on all of them.
Of course it didn't.
Of the we had ignition command of the Merlin 1D engines, but we did not have a liftoff, and over the ComNet they did say there was an engine issue. Given the fact that there is only, oh, sorry guys, I totally bumped the camera there. My apologies. Given the fact that we only had a 5-minute long launch window and the need to recycle back to about the 13-minute mark in our countdown, it does most likely mean we are done for today, but we are waiting that official word from SpaceX. The countdown was, of course, yes. An engine power issue is what they just said over the net. So an engine power issue with one of the Merlin 1D engines on the base of the Falcon 9. Again, if you are just joining us, we had an on-pad abort of the Falcon 9 rocket on 39A. The engines were commanded to light at the T-minus 3-second point. And they came up, but we had an engine power issue on one of them. And the scrub is confirmed, again, that was pretty much a given by the fact that they have to recycle at least to the T-minus 13-minute point, and we only have a 5-minute window. But we have scrubbed the launch of the Falcon 9 for today from pad 39A. Again, if you are just joining us, here's what happened. We had a flawless countdown and fueling of the Falcon 9 for the liftoff of the 6th round of Starlink satellites. We had engine start commanded at the T-3 second mark. All engines came up, but we had a engine power issue on one of them, which triggered the shutdown and the stop of the countdown prior to the moment that T0 was reached. So that is technically an on-pad abort for the Falcon 9. It is not the first one Falcon 9 has endured. Teams are currently safing the rocket, getting all the systems back into safe configurations. The transporter erector has been put back alongside the rocket into its full 90-degree vertical location. This is an excellent visual and an excellent example of why we light the engines with enough time to do health checks before releasing the vehicle for flight. The Merlin 1D engines ramp up to full thrust very, very, very quickly, but even SpaceX holds that rocket to the pad for a little longer than necessary to make sure that all the engine health checks are good and functioning properly before releasing the rocket for flight. So we did have an on-pad abort. SpaceX is safing the Falcon 9 now and will begin detanking operations momentarily. We have scrubbed for today. No word on when we might try again, depending on what the cause of the issue is with its with an engine power issue. We could be looking at a couple days. We could be looking at a potential rollback into the horizontal integration facility. We don't know yet. So SpaceX will inform us a little later today once they have a better idea of what happened and what the forward path for this will be. This is a great example, too, of why SpaceX having 2 launch pads is extremely important, because a pad abort with one engine, which passed all of its health checks yesterday, right, with its static fire. So this is something that came up between the static fire and today, but it doesn't necessarily, what it doesn't do is it doesn't stop preparations at Slick 40 for the launch of SAOCOM 1B at the end of the month, because they can do dual processing flows. Of course, what the cause of the issue is, that could have a knock-on effect to other missions. We don't know yet. But again, if you were just joining us and wondering what happened, because we were supposed to be talking about, the booster coming in for landing right about now on Of Course I Still Love You. We had a flawless countdown of the Falcon 9, but we had an engine power issue on one of the Merlin 1D engines when they were commanded to light at T-3 seconds that resulted in an on-pad abort for the Falcon 9 rocket. And guys, are they saying anything else on the net, or have they cut that net? They're not saying anything else. Okay. So with that, there's not much more information that we can bring you until they have a chance to look at what the cause of the engine power issue was today. So before everyone goes, I just want to say thank you all for joining us. But if you have not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do. Also head on over to nasaspaceflight.com. It's in the link in the description for this live stream. Read our launch preview article for this particular mission. If you are already subscribed or you are a new subscriber for us on this channel, please hit the notification buttons. We promise we do not spam you with anything that isn't nothing but cool rocket stuff and space stuff. Like today, other launches from the Cape, other events, media events that we are allowed to go to. It's our pleasure to bring all of this to you, and your subscription and your support really help us on that front again. So again, real quick to recap, we had an on-pad abort of the Falcon 9 after engine ignition. There was an engine power issue with one of the Merlin 1D engines on the first stage of the Falcon 9. All of these engines cleared all of their health checks and cleared the static fire yesterday. So whatever it was, it's something that came up and affected this engine after yesterday and at its ignition point today. But this is why we light the engines before committing the vehicle to liftoff. And this is why the teams practice these types of things specifically with static fires, because static fires, one thing we don't talk a lot about with static fires is it gives the team the ability to test and practice exactly this: what happens when your engine shut down on the pad after they ignite for liftoff. So that's something that is actually unique to SpaceX in terms of in terms of here at Cape Canaveral, but Rocket Lab does it too with their static fire. Or no, Rocket Lab does fueling. Rocket Lab doesn't do static fires, do they? Julia?
I don't believe they do. No.
We'll check on that, but it's definitely here for the U.S. on the U.S. mainland side of the launchers. This is unique to SpaceX, getting that ability to have that constant practice of what to do, so the team knew exactly what steps to follow today. By this point, the rocket has to be safe, although no one is talking over the commnet. But the rocket would be safe at this point. We have scrubbed for today, and we will wait for SpaceX to tell us what the forward plan is. So from there, Julia, thank you so much for joining us.
It was my pleasure.
Today, hopefully you'll be able to come back. Hopefully we'll be able to come back,
Exactly.
depending on how long of a time they need to correct the issue. Whoops, and I ripped the microphone right out of my ear. Depending on how long it takes for them to fix this issue. But thank you all for watching. I'm Chris Gebhardt, Assistant Managing Editor of NASA Spaceflight. It's been my pleasure to bring this to you today. And Julia, thank you, and hopefully we'll be back soon. But we will let you know as soon as we do. Until then, signing off for NASA Spaceflight. Have a great day, and definitely stay safe out there, everyone.
All right, mic check. Back to the studio over there. You just heard Chris G sign off. Audio's working, so we've got that going for us, which is nice. Like Chris was saying, that was a pad abort. The rocket actually did that abort itself. Sounded like an engine power issue with the rocket. It got down to T-0. It looks like the engine's actually lit. We got that big plume. I've actually got a replay up over here that we can see what just happened. I'll put myself on the camera there as well, but weird, this is at 27 seconds out. This is just a replay from the official webcast, and you see all the venting, everything's going fine here. Just contrails were kind of getting me up there, those contrails that were still in the sky. But Falcon 9 at this point of the launch was all on its own power. Falcon 9 was doing its own thing. It's the Falcon 9 computers that decide what's going to happen now. And you can see here we're already down to 7, 6. This is a replay. Again, this is a replay. Down to 3, 2, 1. You get a little bit of a poof. You get a coming out the side over here, but the rocket does not go anywhere. You see some puffs of venting out of the top there as well. That is not a launch, but again, like Chris was saying, that is a good thing. That is one of the, I guess, superpowers of a liquid engine. Just like the shuttle used to do, they can actually turn these liquid fuel engines on, and the computer checks them out in the milliseconds before the rocket's released from the pad. The computer's running all these checks to make sure that everything's healthy when the engines are turning on. Space Shuttle used to do it a couple seconds before they would actually release. Compare this to like an SRB, like a solid rocket booster. Once you light those solid rocket boosters, like the white sticks on the side of the shuttle, those things are going. Once the SRB is lit, that rocket is not staying on the pad. But the liquid engines, they can actually turn them on, they can ramp them up, they can see if they're healthy, and this happens in split seconds before the launch, less than a second before that rocket is released from the launch pad. And apparently this was the SpaceX host telling us that they had an abort, and they did not know, they didn't have any more information on that. They were listening to the launch net. But again, it was a 10-minute window today. A lot of times rockets will launch in windows depending on where they're going and what sort of trajectory they're going on, right? And the window today was 10 minutes, but SpaceX was targeting the middle of that window, I believe. So math, 22 minus 5, 17. So I guess the window might have opened at 9:17 and ended at 9:27. And if my information is correct, they were targeting the middle of the window, 9:22. But because those engines lit, there's no recycle. It's not like they have an hour to say, oh my gosh, what happened? Especially because the engine's lit. Usually when you see the engines light and then shut down on a pad abort like that, that rocket's not going anywhere today, and probably for a couple days if I had to guess. The official information from the SpaceX stream was to follow them on social media if you wanted to know what the updated date was going to be. So anyways, I think we've got this. I think we've got that. I know Chris was answering a lot of good questions. If you're looking for something to do, in the meantime, you can check out NASA Spaceflight's website. We've got forums, we've got articles. You want to read about the mission, you want to read about Starlink, you want to just get lost in articles and space information. NASAspaceflight.com is I'm not supposed to say this. Chris is going to be like, dude, Das, cut it out. But NASAspaceflight.com is a great resource for information if you're a space super fan, like most of the people watching the stream are right now. I actually am helping NASAspaceflight.com as one of the remote hosts because I stream on Twitch, right? That's my gig. I've been doing it for 5 years. And when I streamed on Twitch, I would always trust NASA Spaceflight for accurate information. You get all sorts of wacky information from all over the internet, and I would bring it up on my stream, and I'd be like, wow, if it's on NASA Spaceflight, that's probably a source that we can trust. And that's how I first got introduced to NASA Spaceflight. So anyways, it's NASAspaceflight.com. You can follow them there on Twitter at NASA Spaceflight. I'm Das. I'm the studio host. I'm K-Space Academy. I also play a lot of Kerbal Space Program over on Twitch, where you can find me at twitch.tv/DasValdez. But we are going to go ahead and spool down the stream for today. Again, that pad abort for the Starlink mission that would have been the 5th flight of a SpaceX booster. But again, as we always say, you'd rather be on the ground wishing you were flying than flying wishing you were on the ground. I could say that on this stream, right? I got that from Tori Bruno, but whatever. It's all rocket engineering. We'll go ahead and shut down the stream for now, and we will see you nerds next time. Thanks as always for joining us, and we'll see you around. I'm also the guy that has the click to turn off the stream, so bear with me a second.
Is he a NASA bloke?
Oh, okay,
No.
yeah, cool story, bro.
No, it's not.
Oh, thank fuck for that.
Yeah, this host
Sorry,
guy
Terry.
does not even know what the hell he's watching.
Oh, we know.
The reason they aborted the launch was because there was an engine imbalance. One engine did not fire exactly as all the others, so it was imbalanced. Therefore, the computer shut it down. That's what happened right there. He does not have a clue as to what he's watching.
He was actually correct in what he was saying because it's the onboard computers decided that one of the engines wasn't getting up to thrust and it shut
he
down.
Just said engine malfunction.
It is an engine malfunction.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah. Well, yeah. What I can say a very generalized term like that. I actually just from me knowing what I know is that the reason that the computer shut it down was because one of the engines did not fire the same as the others, which is what they're designed to do. They all have to fire at exactly the same time. And he's saying,
isn't that
"Oh
what he
yeah."
pretty much said? Is it not? Did he not? No.
Well,
I think that's pretty much
yeah.
what he said, didn't he?
Well, he said that in play school, like kindergartner terms, maybe. But
Yeah, but that's
I
good
just-
enough. He doesn't have to explain it in a rocket science context.
Well, he could have at least elaborated a little bit more.
No,
Well, don't forget, we don't know exactly the full details. All we know that there was an engine malfunction. That that's
the light
that's
comes
as far as
on.
it goes, and that's
Problem.
basically-
That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll analyse it all later, and we'll get filled in and later on when they analyse what happened.
Because up to the point when they say the spacecraft is on an internal power and all the rest of it. At that point, the internal computer is taken over. The mission control have got nothing to do with it at that point. It decides what it's going to do, whether it launches or not.
Well, yeah. It's just the way he was like, oh well, rocket's broken. Okay, done. It was a little too simplistic. I mean, if you're watching
I think you knew. I think you knew what he was talking about. I mean, you see. So this is the thing. You see, you've got to, when you're doing a stream like that, you've got to really communicate to a wider audience. Some people know the details and got knowledgeable, and some people don't. So you can't be too scientific and too sort of like using.
Well, just saying one of multiple engines did not fire correctly, so therefore the system shut down is not too complicated for most people to understand. If you're watching a launch like this, generally you probably have an IQ over 80, so you don't have to dumb it down that much.
Being a software developer, if I was writing a engine control system, the first bit of information I would put is not the specific error code or the specific error. It would be a category, and that category is the thing that presenters would read out.
Well, you would say something like, okay, there was a general exception fault in the program.
Okay, Phil, did something go wrong with an engine? let's just do this.
You're oversimplifying.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Did something go wrong with the engine?
One of them.
Right. Did he say one of the engines had a misfire or whatever he said?
No, he did not.
Well, he said one of the engines did what?
He did not say that.
Yes, he did.
He said.
Yes, he did. I think right now we just need to drop it and move because this is really driving me nuts. It's really driving me nuts. I'm about to leave because it's just crap, honestly.
Well, no, I'm disappointed in that.
Yeah, no, it's not that.
It, Phil, please.
It's an argument that's empty. It's got no point. Honestly.
I just thought it could have tried to elaborate more. That's all I was saying.
Phil, just leave it, Phil. Just learn to be quiet for a second,
done,
Phil. Please.
It's done. It's over. Forget about it. I'm sorry. I said my piece. That's all. That's it. I'll let it go.
Why are you still talking then?
Wait a minute, I've got a serious question here. Why am I getting multiple requests to team up with Professor Phil? To debate. Wait a minute, listen. Let me finish this because this is somewhat amusing and annoying simultaneously. To team up with Professor Phil to argue for the flat Earth against FTFE and some other fucker. I don't know. Wait a minute, I'll tell you in a sec. Wait a minute, give me a sec.
Is that Team Skeptic?
Team Skeptic. Yes, there you go.
Yeah, I think some people would just think. I think we were just thinking out loud it would be fun.
Okay, that's interesting.
Oh, why not? Give it a go.
Oh no, I'm completely up for it. I can argue for the flat Earth loads of times within a very narrow context. I could win as well. But the problem is you can ask questions that have no fucking logical answer, so you've got to invent shit to fucking.
One of these days, when I get better at debating flat earthers, when I get rid of the lightweights like JM Truth and Riley, I want to try you on one. I just want to try just for fun.
Yeah, I'll debate anybody on flat Earth, but I choose the subject.
Ooh, okay. Well, what subject would you choose? I'm just curious now. Piques my curiosity.
Yeah, I would. Wait a minute, let's have a think. Well, it actually depends who I'd be debating.
Okay, let's say you were debating me. What subject would you?
Well, what is your specialist subject? I've never heard you kind of debate in that.
Okay, well, let me give you a little bit of background. Okay, I was a licensed pilot. Mm-hmm. Okay. I studied engineering. I studied astrophysics. Admittedly, a year behind. That's because I was actually doing the proper recycling and digging into the university dumpster to get last year's textbooks. But I did do that because I've always loved space and engineering and Greek mythology, Greek ancient tech. Big thing. I was always fascinated, Archimedes and Aristotle. Heron of Alexandria.
No, got it. It would absolutely be NASA fakery and CGI then.
Oh, okay. So you say NASA fakery and CGI. Mm-hmm. I have photographic experience in developing photographs, so I could possibly add into that. But then you say CGI. Mm-hmm. But I think I could counter you on that with non-CGI. I think I would kill your CGI argument pretty well, actually.
Yeah, but the issue with the argument is I do not need to prove that I am correct, only that I can be plausibly correct.
Well, I think maybe see on the CGI thing, I think I could definitively prove you wrong.
That'd be interesting, as I do not think you have the experience to say such things.
I don't need I don't need the experience. This was
obviously to
before
make
both of us
unfounded
were born.
claims with no backup. You don't need experience.
No, I have evidentiary backup.
Mm-hmm.
I have pictures from before either of us were born to show that it is not fakery with the curvature of the Earth.
And how did you take those photos if you weren't born?
Well, I didn't take those photos because
Okay, so who took those photos?
Well, they were taken from a rocket.
No. I'm not asking where they were supposedly taken from. I'm saying who took them.
There was nobody there. It was a rocket.
Oh, so nobody took these photos that you've apparently got then?
No.
Is this like your geometric horizon, apparent?
No. I did. It wasn't a person that took the photographs.
All right, robot, AI then. What was it?
No, it wasn't AI either.
Jesus.
It was
someone that didn't exist.
No. See, hang on. You're getting away from me here. Okay. It was taken from a camera programmed to take a shot at a certain length after launch from the Voyager rocket.
All right, and can you
in
validate
1948? I have the pictures myself.
So, Jesus, if possession was the only thing I needed to convict anybody of fucking murder, wouldn't the world be an interesting place? But it isn't. Can you prove where they were, who took them, who programmed it? Can you give me a chain of evidence that would allow a layman that's impartial to believe your story?
Well, if you want me to walk you through the whole thing.
I want you to tell me a story. I want you to provide me with a chain that allows me to validate that story.
Well, I could potentially come up with that chain that would take
You mean invent? I don't want you to invent.
No, not
something.
Not invent, but to actually research exactly what you're looking for. You're asking for a chain
you do
of
your
events.
research before making these claims, then, and maybe we'll talk again.
No, but then I still have the final results. If you want me to trace it back, I can. It would just take me more time. But these are
not
already
doing anything else. Go for it.
No. Hang on there, Becky. I still have the photographs, which are certified by many other professionals down the line. It's not a burden of proof on me to prove that the Earth is a globe. It is the burden of proof on you as a minority in the flat Earth community to prove to me that you have something to the contrary of the consensus. That's how burden of proof works.
I've made no claims. You simply said you have a photo that is taken by no one that you have made demonstrate that you told me a story about.
You have made a claim.
You're presenting evidence and saying, hey, look, it's a knife. It's capable of cutting. It's even capable of killing. Therefore, murder. And I'm saying, I don't believe you. Give me the chain. Let me look into it and let me evaluate it. This is not the way we present evidence. If it were, I could go to any hardware store, buy a knife, walk into a courtroom and say, ha-ha, murder.
Stingray, you will be a lot of fun. You will be a lot of fun. I guarantee. No, this will be fun. I have to prepare for you because I know. See, I know you studied the flat earthers. I know. Actually, you.
Terry, we're having requests from out in the Peanut Gallery for a Pip story, please.
Oh, come on, Jose. I did not lose. Okay, I did not lose. He asked for a burden of evidence that I did not have.
Change the subject, I think, is the hint here.
Yes.
Okay. So about those Holly headers, if you do a 0.09 overbore on, anyway, go on. Well, anyone?
I said I was just sorting something out ready.
Cool.
I'll tell you what, I'll just share my screen while you're doing this, because farmers, you'll find this pretty interesting. I'm designing my dream house.
Ah.
Yeah.
I hope it's
Well,
got underfloor heating.
I haven't. Oh no, I'd come to you to do all the fucking shitty
Okay.
stuff like
Shitty
ducting
bits,
and
yeah.
heating and fucking MEP crap. That's you. I can't be asked doing that.
No worries. No radiators.
I just design it and make it look pretty. That's it. That
Oh,
is
there
it.
you go then. No radiators. They're ugly, awful things. I hate them.
Yeah. So at the
How
moment,
have I designed with how many hundreds of thousands of radiators over the years?
right, so let's do this. Dean's iPad.
So you're being the conceptual architect today then?
Yeah, so I shall take you on a tour of my house. Or my kind of, yeah, I'm just doing it on iPad. So.
No,
that's CGI.
No, it isn't. This is real. I got a drone flying around a very pastel lit.
Well, how come the house
environment.
hasn't got a roof on? Wouldn't they get wet when it rains?
I've not built the roof yet.
Okay.
So what we've got here, farmers. So I've got the living quadrant, which is kitchen, dining room, and a basic sitting room with TV.
Yeah.
I've got a cinema room, which you'll like. Look at that. That's cool.
Oh yeah.
Big cinema room.
Has it got Netflix
over here is going to be a gym. That's going to be my main
room in the house then.
Yeah,
is that a saltwater pool or freshwater pool?
Yeah, I like your bath. That's really huge, your bath.
Fresh water. That's going to be a pantry. These are the bedrooms, and this is the master bedroom with walk-in ensuite, which with walk-in wardrobe.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is my house, which is actually designed from component sheds. So.
There's one problem for me.
All of it can be built out of about 15 sheds.
There's a problem for me.
I don't
there's
believe
no garage
it's
and work.
CGI.
There's no garage and workshop.
There's no workshop.
No garage, no workshop. Yeah.
Well, no, Terry, you can fucking look. I've called this a gym. You can, but I was going to have it as So this is a multi-purpose sunroom that you can have blackout blinds on and do whatever you want. You could have in here your workshop. I can have in here my office and VR suite. Farmers can have his gym or his bike shop or whatever.
Yeah, farmers would have his bike shop.
Yeah, we got to have a bike shop. Definitely.
So yeah, it's just a multi-purpose multi-purpose room.
Okay.
It's
CGI. So we can visit it. We can visit it as well and look around and walk around. So let's go through.
I immediately thought,
cinema room.
Where's the boiler going? Where's the plant going? Where's your comms?
Right. Okay. No, so it's here in this little room. This is the boiler room.
Where's the linen cupboard?
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
So I don't know.
You haven't got a linen cupboard to put your sheets and blankets in?
So here's the dining room.
Where's your server room? I can't see your server room.
No, that's the multi-purpose room. Has got everything in it over there. I'm not going back out there.
What's in your fridge?
This in here is going to be the pantry, and then these are the bedrooms, the 3 bedrooms,
That's a
all
big
with
pantry.
ensuite.
What are you going to stock up on toilet paper?
And then calm down, everybody. And then this is the master, which has got walk-in wardrobe.
Is that a queen size bed or a king size bed?
The bigger one.
California King.
And then there we go. Nice.
You've got 7 shower heads.
So
8 shower heads.
Let's walk back down here. But it's all based around this centre courtyard with a pool.
Yep. No, I like that.
Yeah, well, what's in your fridge there?
And then the entranceway here is all light based as well. So everything, even though I might make these frosted. Yeah.
Are you gonna have any curtains? Because people can see in there. No privacy.
Yes, I'm not put curtains up yet. Jesus. So again,
is this your dream house, Stingray? Is it theatre there?
Yeah.
That looked like a theatre then, didn't it? With the
Yeah.
chairs behind the screen.
Yeah, no, it is. So if we go in here and look at the size of this little bastard screen on the wall,
You wouldn't want anyone tall sitting in the front chair, would you?
That's a 120-inch 8K TV right there. So we come
If
back
I
out
sit
here.
in the front
Yeah, now
seat,
this
everyone behind
this is whatever room you want it to be. So for some people, a gym. For me, an office. Farmers, you can make it into a garage. You can make it into a garage and workshop. Whatever. This will be a modular designed house, but it's all based around a courtyard and a.
Can I add another couple of modules to me garage? Because I want a bigger garage.
Really, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd want one
fucking
twice
big.
that size.
I've got 3 cars, and I need area for my
Jesus
workshop
Christ,
for
this-
the carpentry stuff and everything.
4 motorbikes, a mill,
Wait a minute,
CNC
how big is this?
lathe,
This-
and yeah, a
This
pillar
is like
drill.
this is nearly 8 by 8 meters. You need
No,
more
No,
than
my
that.
garage is
No.
9 meters by 4.5, and that's not big enough.
Okay,
Yeah.
I know.
Where's the blow stuff up room?
Blow stuff up. That's in the field.
How about I make the
Well, I
rest of the
don't see
house
it.
my garage, and then that bit where the garage
Yeah,
is.
is that
that's the bit my house.
astroturf? Is that astroturf or real grass?
It'll be everything will be synthetic in this house.
Oh, good.
Recycled and synthetic.
I think really you should put a roof on that because if it rains, you're gonna
I
get
already
everything
said
wet.
that, Phil.
I didn't hear that. I'm sorry.
So
Where's
anyway,
you need a safety fence over in that gap.
oh wait a minute,
the
I'll
kids-
show you another one. I'll show you another one that I was pissing around with, and this is actually built out of 2 bands that are connected. So you can this one's actually a 3-band thing. So these are agricultural sheds with a shed in between, and these are actually the dimensions for the sheds that you can sort of like wall up. But I will
Dean.
visit. Yeah.
Archie wants to know where Dale's shed is.
Yeah.
No.
No.
I've got a
behind
question
the
about that
trees.
actually, Stinger. I've got a question about that. If you get
look at
that
this.
scenario when you got 2 sheds connected by a smaller shed in that scenario, so you're designing a building or what have you. In terms of the planning permission, obviously I know there's going to be heights and all the rest of it. Would you need planning permission then? In which case, because you're just basically essentially what you're doing, you're just re-altering really what was already there, right?
Yes, you
how
do.
How does that work? You still would
Yes,
need
you
planning
do need
permission, do you?
planning.
All right.
Yep.
Okay.
You got send in your plans.
Yeah.
And they'll analyze it and they'll go, no, you got changes. No, you got changes, or they'll just say no.
Yeah, I
fine.
know that bit. Yeah, I understand that bit.
Yeah.
But what I'm
Guys,
saying
so-
is, sorry, go on ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm just going to show you a decent feature of this. So this is the 2 shed layout. This is one of the huge sheds taken up by a living space. Obviously, an island-based kitchen layout.
Very nice.
With an office, which is another shed at the back that's coupled on, and a table and another big screen. However, it's also got my favourite. It's the maid's bedroom with ensuite.
Ooh. The maid's bedroom.
Yeah, where's the hidden cameras?
The side. Oh, and farmers.
Yeah.
There you go. There
Hey.
you go.
Hey, oh, look, there's-
Yeah, I've even got wait a minute, I've even got a pressure expansion vessel there. So there you
Oh,
go.
well done.
I know. So yeah, this is the office. And so it's broken into 2 sides as well. So the middle reception area is kind of the waiting area, the first thing that you see, and that's the front door. But then so that side is
the
the
Monty
living
Hall.
area,
There's the
albeit-
Monty Hall problem over there.
Yeah, the 3-door thing. Like,
Oh yeah,
4
no,
door.
you got to choose which one to go. So
Yeah,
this
Monty-
is the master
Okay.
with a vanity wall, so that you don't see it. And it's got walk-in wardrobe, and then obviously it's got a huge bathroom and
Hot
shower.
tub.
And then these
I'd
are
remove
the.
the vanity wall.
This is the toilet. The general toilet. And then,
No, there's no toilet in there.
Yeah,
No toilet paper.
Oh no! Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, because people might want to use the toilet, and
toilet
people
paper.
might want to have a shower.
There's
so
no toilet
they're broken
paper.
into 2.
Well,
I'll
technically,
put toilet.
you should have toilets.
Terry.
Toilets in your bathroom.
yeah, actually,
And
I
then-
think you violated a plumbing rule right there.
Not in Britain.
Toilets, theoretically,
not the
should
UK.
be kept separate from everything else, but they very
Yes.
rarely are for practical reasons.
Yeah, no, and that's what this does on that the main toilet for the house.
Nice. Is this
Underfloor-
your main job then, Stingray? Is this the sort of thing you do? Is it? Or?
Oh, is it fuck? I'm just dreaming about coupling sheds together.
No. I just wasn't sure whether you actually did this for a living as well. Is
I got
signing houses?
if you do a barn, Stingray, I've got 15 years experience of converting them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I need a job.
So this is a similar concept as well. So this is actually 2 agricultural bands with a join in between.
Nice.
But a different, a different layout. It's got a nice pantry. It's got, a nice kitchen. It's got the living area again with 85-inch fucking 8K TV. Always got to have that in.
Of course, yeah.
But it's also got a. If I back up here, so
I'll tell you what. If money was no object, mine would be bigger than 80-inch. I can tell you that much.
So we enter here, but it's got these lovely Japanese sliding doors and an office straight ahead.
Oh, that's cool.
Hey, where did you buy that desk from?
IKEA. Yeah, IKEA.
So retro 60s look.
Yeah. So in here we've got all the an island design thing, and then we've got pantry and freezer area, and then here again Japanese theme through, but we've got this lovely living area with huge sod-off screen. And then keeping the same concept of one side is for slumber, the other is for living. So, yeah.
What software did you do in Stingray?
This is. Wait a minute. What is this? Wait a minute. Just wait a minute. Just so that I don't dox myself, I will tell you right now when I go back. It is. I think it's. Wait a minute. Oh, so it's just called Home Design.
Okay. Okay.
For the iPad, it's really easy to use, and it's just nice to knock together. They only take about 20 minutes to put them together.
Yeah, it reminds me a little bit of some software I used to use.
It sounds pretty funny when you say, "Oh yeah, this is all the stuff I did in this software." Wait, what's the software again?
Yeah, that'll take as long to design it as it will to build it if he's using them pre.
I keep telling you guys, Nathan Thompson is not here. Jeez, they just will not leave me alone. Sorry about that.
I used to use a program called Chief Architect, and it was really pretty good.
What they've just added, if you've got an iPad or something, this home design app, I mean, it costs $2.99 or something, but they've just added the ability to, so you've got those views that I just showed you there, but you've also got the ability to plant it down in augmented reality and look around it as well, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, Stingray, you're an architect's dream. I mean, if you wanted to build that house, you've got all the details there. You'd love that kind of thing.
Oh.
No, an architect would mess it up.
Well, no. We'd have to get farmers. Would have to get farmers to do all the MEP crap.
No, what I mean is that I'm sure architects would prefer people that have a clear idea as to exactly what you want. If they're talking to novices who wouldn't be able to produce something like that, it's a much more difficult job, right? So if they had something like that, they'd be able to
work with architects. Casual. Have you ever worked?
No, I can't say I did, apart from printing out their drawings when I worked in the printing shop. So no, I haven't. No,
yeah, it don't work like that.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead, casual.
No, it's okay.
Okay. Well, I just had one question on the second presentation you showed, Stingray. Was that you showed 3 cars in there? How in the hell did they get in there?
Magic.
It's called drag and drop. I choose them from the palette and move my finger over, and then I release my finger, and they drop down onto it.
So when your friends want to come over, you bring a heavy lift chopper and you airlift their cars into your driveway. That sounds a little complicated.
How many square feet is that thing?
Oh, which one?
Oh, I don't know. I just saw the last thing you had up there.
All right. So the overall dimensions for the land plot are 28 meters by 36. So that's the plot that it sits on. But the band sizes were 8.5. Each band, the last one, it was 8.5 meters wide by. Give me a sec. Let me get it back up and have a look. 8.5 meters. It was actually an so 8.5 meters by 14 meters, and that was so each band is 14 meters by 8.5, and there's 2 of them with a central piece which is 5.7 meter bridge or 5.8 meter bridge. because I did actually look at agricultural bands on what you can buy, and I think it worked out. You know, you can get steel frame bands that you could potentially insulate up and build treat the outer wall and then build a nice inner wall. And these were actually the sizes of bands that I looked at online that ranged from like £15,000 to £30,000. So you could, they're expensive because they're very sturdy, but because they were agricultural bands, so they're all huge steel girder, and that includes assembly. So.
But then when you let the Sims in, they're gonna burn the place down.
I'm just a very big fan of modular design. I like the idea of presenting a client or myself with the ability to say, okay, well, how many of these modules do you want and what size? And we'll give you the options of how you can lay them out. So you can have someone that just uses a single band, a single module, let's say, but you can also have someone that uses, 2 modules and then a few smaller modules, or even just 3 modules.
Well, also the idea of customization is really excellent, because that way, you can really like live in the house that you want to and have what you want where you want it. And you can say, oh, I want my bedroom to be this big, plop, and then just like work from there. And entryway, your foyer and stuff.
Unfortunately, I mean that I've actually got some half implemented software to do exactly that, to allow people to customize their home, and it is based off a modular design. And I was thinking of approaching house builders with it, but the issue still remains is the manufacturing and realization process where they're going to build the house.
Yeah.
If you've got in let's say in Milton Keynes, I've got a plot over here of 150 houses with 5 to 7 different house types, give or take the mirror. So there'll be 16, but you have left and right variants of them. There's only 8 unique. But the issue, the best thing about the 8 unique is when you're building 15 of one, you can do that rapidly and you can schedule it rapidly. The issue comes down to when you're building 160 unique houses because you've let people decide. Now, the time scales, you can't update them once you've built one because you know how much it is, because they're all different. You can't work out the logistics and dependencies of getting electricians in because the time is different on all of them, and it becomes a realization problem more than a can we allow people to do this.
Well, yeah, I think it's not so much the electricians, but the plumbers that you're going to have to worry about, because that's working with pipe is a little bit more difficult in some cases, especially in custom situations. It's a little more difficult to work out custom plumbing, than say custom electrical, because actually, having done both, I would have to say electrical is much easier to engineer compared to plumbing sometimes, because plumbing can be a real pain.
Yeah, no builder would allow you to customize each plot because that'd cost them a bloody fortune.
No.
Yeah.
HVAC is a big issue.
Please press play, Terry.
Unless you're putting it up in the attic.
In the boiler room.
Plumbing has to go where it has to go. Electrical can go anywhere. But customization is not nearly the problem people think it is. That's all I ever did was build customs.
Well, yeah, you can do that in the right way. It's just if you get too wild, then plumbing becomes the issue. Like you don't want to bend too many pipes. You want to use the least amount of pipe as possible.
Do we listen to Mr. Sensible then?
Yes.
I'm going to wind up. I'm going to wind up with Mr. Sensible, and a story from Pip, because it is getting a bit late here, because I've still got to do some editing after this to finish up. So, The shame about the rocket launch, but we'll find out about that in the next couple of
Well,
days.
it can't be helped, can it?
No, it can't.
That's space flight for you. It happens.
Yeah.
A lot.
A whole bunch of flat earth channels have been getting all in a tiz about me. I think it's time I issued a challenge, and it's time that they either put up or shut the with Mitch on Fight the Flat Earth. As part of that, he used modus tollens and then feels that I have admitted that the Earth is not a globe, or that it's vastly a different size than it really is. I wonder what my patrons think of that. With massive appreciation to all my patrons, including new patrons Eric Hare, Timo, Warren J, Cheese Mondo, Brian A. Reed and Mr. Bozo Head, and my latest patrons, Thomas B. and Sven Arn Grimson. Thank you all so very much. So I've already agreed with you guys, I'm not going to do Black Swan anymore, and I'm not. Although there's clips in here that mention the Black Swan, that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is the use of modus tollens and logic. And did I say what Mitch and the others think and have been claiming I said? So there are two clips. We need to watch them very, very carefully, Flurfs. There's a competition here with some free money. First of all, clip 1, the debate with Mitch on Fight the Flat Earth. Mitch using modus tollens. Roll VT.
So if P, the Earth has a radius of 3959 miles, then Q, every single geometric horizon distance can be no more than 1.22 miles times the square root of the observer height in feet. Yep.
Agreed. Yep.
And so the black swan image that we have shows a horizon far in the distance past 1.22 miles. This is at 1 foot. Even if you say it's 5 feet, the geometric horizon should be 2.77 miles. And so not Q, we do not have a geometric horizon at that distance, so not P. The Earth is not a globe of 3959 miles.
Okay,
so unless you
so
assert that the globe has a bigger radius.
Exactly, that's what I was going to say. At best, what you have done, if that was all correct, at best you would have disproved the radius of the Earth, not that it's not a globe, not that refraction and so on doesn't exist.
Could you just put my camera up for a second?
So that was the clip from Fight the Flat Earth where Mitch used modus tollens. He then took that clip and did a response video where he added captions and claimed that I was accepting that the Earth had no radius, that it wasn't a globe. His video was then used on other channels like Nathan Mute Swan Oakley, like Anthony Bandboy Riley, like Red Pill I'm a Pirate Philosophy, and Nathan I'm all innocent really, let me out of here Thompson. We're going to now see the unedited portion of my response video where I break down the modus tollens, break down what I was saying and why Mitch's claim was wrong. This is unedited. It does have some captions on it that were added by Mitch in his original response. Let's have a look at it. Clip 2. Roll VT. Moving on, back to Mitch though. I did a debate with him on Fight the Flat Earth, and there's a certain part of that debate that he has used and has been spread to other channels, and I think I just need to clarify something a bit. Go ahead, Mitch.
Show you. The Earth has a radius of 3959 miles.
Okay, Mitch, modus tollens. If P, Earth has a radius of 3959 miles, i.e. this is what we're trying to bust.
Then Q, every single geometric horizon distance can be no more than 1.22 miles times the square root of the observer height in feet.
Then Q, every geometric horizon can only be 1.22 miles times the square root of observer height in feet. I agree. If Earth has a radius of 3959 miles, then Q must be true.
Yep.
Agreed. Yep.
And so the black swan image that we have shows a horizon far in the distance past 1.22 miles.
Yes, Mitch. And that's not the geometric horizon. It can't be, because it's changed.
This is at 1 foot. Even if you say it's 5 feet, the geometric horizon should be 2.77 miles.
Yes, Mitch. At 1 foot, the geometric horizon is 1.22 miles away. At 5 feet, it's 2.77 miles away. That's nothing to do with refraction, and it's nothing to do with what you can see in a photograph.
And so, not Q, we do not have a geometric horizon at that distance.
And not Q, we do not have a geometric horizon at that distance. Only, you haven't measured the geometric horizon. You've taken a guesstimate on that visual, apparent horizon in a twisted photograph. And anyway, the calculation for the distance to the geometric horizon is assuming no refraction. And the Earth is a physical object. Whatever that distance is, it will never, ever, ever change. It's the size and shape of the Earth.
So not P, the Earth is not a globe of 3959 miles.
Not P, the Earth is not a globe of 3959 miles. Mitch. So if the Earth is radius 3959, then the geometric horizon can only be 1.22 miles times square root of observer height in feet, which I agree with. So if you could show that the geometric horizon is not at that distance, not Q, then the Earth, P, is not a globe of 3959 miles. That's all you will have proved. It would be a different diameter, perhaps 3960 or 3961. You complete and utter twonk.
Okay, so unless you assert that the globe has a bigger radius.
Exactly, that's what I was going to say. At best, what you have done, if that was all correct, at best, Mitch, I was very careful in what I said. Those penny drop moments were when I was being very sure about what you were saying. And I'm very clear here that at best, if everything you said was correct, and it wasn't, then you'd have disproved the radius of 3959, i.e. it would be a slightly different radius. But in fact, you weren't correct, because you took the formula for calculating the distance to the geometric horizon, which relies on no refraction at all, and then applied it to a photo with just about the worst refraction I've ever seen, estimated a distance, and then basically said you disproved the geometric horizon, which is something entirely different. So you have failed. I was correct. I was absolutely clear. At best, you've disproved the size of the Earth, not the shape of the Earth. You would have disproved the radius of the Earth. You would have disproved the radius of the Earth. Disproved the radius of the Earth.
Have disproved the radius of the Earth.
And Mitch, I was absolutely right. I'm afraid that you can't logic. So we got our two clips. Mitch, you using modus tollens on the fight debate with my responses as you were using it. And then my response clip breaking down and explaining why what I was saying was correct and trying to clarify. But you guys still going on shouting that I'm saying that the Earth has no radius, or it's a vastly different radius, or it's not a globe. And that's what we're going to stop right here and right now, because I am issuing a challenge. Now, I'm not a rich man, Mitch, but in this case, I feel I need to put up some cash. If you can meet this challenge, I will transfer to you personally, or to a charity of your choice, £100 sterling. I'm making this challenge to Mitch first, because it was him I was having a debate with. This video is going out on Saturday the 14th of March. I will give you until midnight, or 23:59 on Saturday the 21st of March UTC to make a response to claim your £100 sterling. Failing you meeting the challenge by that deadline, Mitch, I'll open it wider. You can still take part. I'll open it to Oakley, Riley, Red Pill, Nathan Lock Me Up Thompson, and in fact, I'll open it up to Globe Earthers as well. Go ahead and win £100 for yourself or your chosen charity. So let's have a look at the very simple, very straightforward terms. Number one, as this is all down to you, Mitch, I'm going to give you 1 week clear run with no one else able to challenge this. So until 23:59 UTC on the 21st of the 3rd, 2020, only Mitch from Australia can challenge. From that date and time until 23:59 on the 28th of March 2020, it's open wide to any flat earth or globe channel. I'm going to allow one challenge from any one person, so do make sure you thought about it and put your argument together well. One challenge each. What you need to do is make a video. In the description you need to link back to this video and send me an email, mr-sensible@hotmail.com, just to let me know and give me a link to the video. Your video should show, without any trick editing, it should show where, in clip 1 or clip 2, I, Mr. Sensible, admit any of the following. Where I admit that the Earth is not a globe, that the radius is not 3959, that there is no radius, or that the geometric horizon is not at the calculated distance as discussed in clip 1. If any of the video entries demonstrate any one of A, B, C or D above, then I will transfer £100 sterling either to that challenger's account or to their chosen charity, their choice, and I don't need to let anyone else know which. As soon as I'm able to, after the close date, 28th of the 3rd, 2020 at 23:59, I'll produce a video where I respond to each and every one of the entries. So I think that's quite straightforward. Produce a video and let me know. The video has got to show where in clip 1, the debate on Fight the Flat Earth, where Mitch is using his modus tollens, or in my response where I'm tackling his claim that I am admitting any of the following: that the Earth is not a globe, that the radius is not 3959, that there is no radius, or that the geometric horizon is not at the calculated distance as discussed in clip 1. Of course, I want to keep my money. So with any one of those entries, I will fight against them to show why that claim that I have made those admissions is wrong. However, if I'm unable to defend against your entry, then I will admit so. I will have misspoken, made an error, because I do believe the Earth is a globe with a radius of 3959 and that the geometric horizon is at that calculated distance. But let's see if you can show that I made that mistake. This is your chance to prove yourself, Mitch. Show that I made those claims. Because if you can't show that I made those claims, I think you should stop posting videos saying that I have. That would be the honest and decent thing to do. So I'm looking forward to this, see what sort of entries we get. And sometime late March, we'll find out if you can show I made those claims. Thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoy it. Looking forward to doing this. Until next time, stay sensible.
Shut up and sit down.
Words as they always do. That's exactly the way I took them apart to begin with. And I actually said the same thing that that Sensible said. I said it in a little different order. I said I said, at best, you would have disproved the radius of the Earth or shown it to be something different. You didn't show it not to be spherical, but you didn't even show that because you've confused the two horizons. You have conflated the geometric horizon with the clear observable horizon, the one that we see. The argument was invalid from the beginning. I hope
From
everybody's
him,
as sick
that
of the
Mitchell bloke. I did have my mic was unmuted or not. That Mitchell bloke was just so much parrot reading and in a way that he didn't even understand what he was parrot reading. To
No,
make that
he's
basic
trying
mistake.
to quote. Yeah, he's trying to. He thinks he's memorized what Kiwi told him to say.
Yeah. I think he's missed a bit.
There's a few who do that.
Are we you're gonna try it at the challenge, Blue?
I might.
Apparently, Riley's.
You got $300 from Mr. Sensible.
Yeah.
Apparently, Riley's already done a video on it.
Oh,
Someone
yeah.
said in the side chat.
Really?
Riley?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, let's have a look.
Yeah. Pip, you have to wait for your story.
Sleeping
No
shithead.
worries.
Last breaking news. Newsflash.
Everyone just go and watch it yourself. I get more views that way anyway.
Yes. Yes, he did one 17 hours ago. Mr. Sensible can't stop digging his own grave, apparently.
Yeah, I'll put you. Yeah, they can see your picture for it out in the peanut gallery then, Pip, while we're talking.
Yeah. Yeah, 9 o'clock hero posted. Yeah, Riley responded to Mitch's challenge. Anyways, the Cheeto. Cheeto.
Oh, this only lasts 2 minutes.
The evidence that Mr. Sensible had in fact claimed.
And the first minute and a half of it is him calling, or first half minute of it is him calling us the S word again.
Oh, not again.
Yeah, he's doing it in the front of every one of his videos now.
Oh no.
Oh, right. More reports.
Yeah.
Yeah, while I'm sitting here,
He's
let's
asking
see.
for it. That's all he's doing.
Yeah. Hope he
Report
gets removed.
hateful or abusive. Choose one. Abusing vulnerable individuals. That's the one I've been using.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me go back to the right timestamp. Be sure I get that one. Ah. Start again. Report hateful or abusive content. Abusing vulnerable individuals. Let's see, what do we say to YouTube this time?
Same thing. Well, basically the same thing.
This is the 4th video.
Oh, my chicken smells nice. Yum, yum.
I'm having mince and tatties.
Who are you?
Yes.
I'm having a chicken casserole.
And I ain't got that far.
Mine's in the slow cooker. Because that is lazy.
Yes, a lady.
No, lazy.
Oh,
A lazy lady.
So you're cooking ladies in your oven, are you?
well, she's a redhead and she's Scottish. So
Oh,
someone
yeah.
must have upset her.
They cook up right nice.
Yeah. You got to use a low heat though of the redheads because they burn easy.
Yeah.
Yes, we do rather.
They go from 0 to you're sleeping on the couch in no time.
About 2 seconds.
So we're not
No,
watching.
I just get the finger.
Yeah, that depends on which finger.
Yeah, I get the finger pointing at the doghouse.
So we're not.
That's the one.
So we're not watching.
You know, watching sleeping.
No, I don't think we need to watch it, do we, Blue?
Why?
Nah, I don't think so.
Okay.
He's just insulting, is he?
Okay, we'll play.
Yeah.
We'll play Pip's video and then we'll call it a night. Coffee and biscuit,
All right, then.
coffee and cake, biscuits over in Discord while I finish off editing. And
I'm going to call it Tuesday night then.
I don't know. Well, I got tomorrow night where I was going to do an in-between stream. I'll see what happens. So
when they likely to have launched the rocket again then?
yeah, that's what we'll find out.
Dunno.
Because Wednesday night's my normal stream with ancient technology and stuff. So we'll see what happens then.
So it could be as quick as a day.
Well,
a couple
actually
maybe.
Depends on the launch window.
Yeah.
Yeah. It could be a day, it could be 2, could be a week. Who knows?
So I'll thank Phil, Farmer, Mad, Pip, Blue, and Casual. Casual's gone quiet. So we'll see you later. See you later, Peanuts. Who we got? Nana, Brainery, Carl, and Annie. No Name. Oh, No Name was out there. Brainery, Brainery, Fred, Carl, 9 o'clock Hero, Lunsag. Catch us all later. If I missed a name, sorry. And we'll play Pip.
Bye.
Yep, pleasure to be here. Pleasure to have fun. Play safe.
Do you want to play with my beaver? Hey, Carrie. Do you want to play with my beaver? Sure, Samantha. Wow, it's so big. Do you want to pet it? Yes, it's so soft and hairy. Look, there's Charlotte and her pussy. Oh, it's gorgeous. Can I touch your beaver, Samantha? Sure, if I can pet your pussy, but you have to be gentle. Is this okay? Does your pussy like this? Yes, she's getting all big and excited. There comes Miranda. Look at her beautiful rosebud. Hi, I can help your beaver so it doesn't get wet. But my beaver likes getting wet. What happens next? Will the beaver play with the pussy? What happens when Dick comes along with his balls? Stay tuned.